Nope. I picked these out the other night. Isn't this weird? This is the Soundlings again. Well, I need my cardio, even though I dragged a little wagon with my son up to the store today. To get $27 of food, which was left on my card. So we can get something. Because I saved that for my daughter's phone, but she's paying her own phone now. This song is called Sigma Slide. Hi, hon. Man, that was fast. This is coping season. These are all by the Soundlings. all the smoke. These are all dance and electronic. Okay. I'm out of breath. Oh, nice. Oh my God. This is all the smoke. All the smoke and mirrors, you guys. Holy cow. This one's Rate the Riz. Hi, Cat in the Hat. needs to be pet. Woo! This is Day Lulu Dancer. Hi, 26 and me. Up in the mountains. Hiking. Watch out for the bears. Oh, gosh. I liked that song. This one is by Quintsas or Quincas. This one's called O Canto do Gallo or Gallo. Has one L. It must be Gallo. Okay, we'll do one more. These are Zuma sticks, Cat in the Hat. They're 1 pound each. Sweating. Oh, gosh. If you guys knew how tired I was. I have to close the window because school's out. The cat in the hat. No. I have good skin because I've never used all that stuff. I've never used foundations. I do a little bit of blush, peach, some eyeliner there, but it got melted up a little bit today when I walked to the store with my son. It's only a mile up and a mile back. Ava, I don't know who that is. And it was weird because 9 days ago I went up to get my son's medication. I was up there with my daughter. And hi, Lolsey's Paradise. And his medication still wasn't ready. And, insurance, because it was the next dose up, had to make sure they could pay for it, whatever. So I figured, okay, that'll take a couple of days, and then you got to go through the weekend. So here we check on a darn Friday, right? 5 days later. It's still not ready. So this is what I said, and this is what I usually say. I preface my complaints with, I know you guys are just doing your job, but is there anything you can do to expedite this? Because it's warm out. My son and I walked up here, and I tried to get it before, and, and so they said, well, it's in the dispensary. And we had to wait, right? Because there were a few names ahead of us. So I said, well, we'll just shop. So I had exactly on my card, and I'm telling you this for a reason, $27.37. And I usually pay for my daughter's phone, which is like $29 or $28. So I was short $1. But she's going to do it now because she's working. But anyway, I took that money to get some food to get us by, because we don't get food stamps till the 3rd. And if you don't have any money, what do? There is a food bank. Some people are curious about that. It's about a mile and a half from here. So I would have to walk a mile and a half back after just being AQU, which is acute kidney, or AKI, injury due to dehydration. So I'm trying to, like, even this, like I have my water over there with my, my IV packets, whatever. And I don't put the whole thing. I do like part of it. I've had 2 permits in my life. And honestly, like, we have an incredible bus system here, and I enjoy riding my bike. There are times, though, right? Like if it's pouring rain and my neighbor can't take me, I mean, I pay. I pay for gas all these years because his girlfriend's mother, who lives there too, used to take me. And I would give him about $4. But then when everything went up, it was just 10 to go up a hill. But it's nice because it's 9 something by a cab up and 9 back. So that's 18, right? And they don't mind when I have, need more time to shop, like if I need toiletries and food. So I've had 2 permits, and honestly, I've covered this a couple of times. I didn't feel like I had enough time. I had 4 lessons, and I just barely started parking. She was showing me in a high school parking lot in Ferndale, the town over from where I am. That's where this lady was from. I met her at church. And this was when my son was 4. So yeah, it was just like, and then, it just, she didn't have time for me. So then, I suppose I could have asked someone to finish teaching me, but I didn't. I was getting a divorce from my ex, and he's not going to teach me how to drive. And, people, are busy working and everything. So, and then I ended up going to Davenport, Iowa, to visit my sister. And then I came back, and then I tried it again, and I studied the book and everything because I passed the test. I missed 1 out of 20. I think it's 20. Maybe it's 25. I think it's 20 questions. The second time, oh my gosh, I think I missed 6 or 7. And I was crying. I was like, oh my God, I didn't pass it. And my son's dad, my ex-husband, said, just practice and take it again. So I went over my same notes and this and that, and I passed it. So I still have them. I still have my 2 little permits because, that proves I could drive. But I just didn't, and I see how kind of crazy people drive and everything. I'm sure I probably could have gotten it. But now, I don't know. It's, this town is about, it in 1991 when I moved here, it was 250,000, and now it's about 500,000. It's turning into a miniature Seattle. We're 2 hours from there. I'm in Bellingham. I mean, I've said it a million times. I don't care. I'm in Bellingham. And, we got the bay and all that, and the water and the ocean and stuff. And it's a nice kind of, with all its little quaint shops and restaurants and cafes and whatnot and parks, it's kind of, I don't want to say hippie, but kind of it is. It's kind of hippie-like, So it's nice and it's quaint, and it's a pretty big college town. A lot of college kids here, right? And they hit all the bars and they go to the restaurants and all this. And so anyway, that's why. So we walked up there, and I said, yeah, we'll do some shopping, and that, a half hour will go by. So we grabbed our chips and our hot dogs and our buns, and I looked for the cheapest for everything, and I was adding everything up, and we got some ice cream. And instead of 1 tub for $6, I got 2 for $6 because the tubs didn't have chocolate, and we wanted chocolate. And then I got some generic soda. And since my son walked with me, and he's been wanting vanilla cream soda, I got it. And he picked out the chips, and that was it. Boom, $27 at Fred Meyer. The thing is, what was perfect is I had a little coupon for the hot dog buns. Couldn't believe it. And that took off like 50 cents because I had like $1.68 on my other card that I thought I was going to have to use. The total, and I had $27.37 on my card, was $27.05. I couldn't believe it. It was wonderful. We went through the checkout. So, just a second here. But yeah, my son and I had a nice walk up there. So then we go to pick up his meds, and I'm thinking it's going to be done, and it's not. So I'm like, okay, do you have an idea how long? And they were, no, I can't see my comments. I don't know if you're talking to me. I don't even know who that was. For one, I'm blind as a bat. And if I put my contacts in, things up close-ish like this are blurry. I can only see far away. So I take my contacts out when I go to the store or something so I can lean in a little and see comments. And on my iPad, and it's YouTube Live and not StreamYard, they're not sitting there. It's the weirdest thing. And honestly, it sucks. They come in like this and then they go out like that. They disappear. I mean, I barely have time to read them. And that happened last night. Cat in the Hat and some Tony person who I typed on her thing. She was a little mouthy. I was curious who, well, quite mouthy. And I typed on her channel. She's a kid. I'm pretty sure she's a kid. I mean, she tries to say her voice sounds young. I was looking at her hands in one of the videos and I almost typed, "You're a kid." Guess what? I did. I blocked her. You know, she was just on my ass about everything, typing, "You're a W dot dot dot," and all this. It was really weird. Yeah. Okay, so we sit down, right? And I said, "Do you have an idea about how long? Because, you know, we're tired and we still have to get back home." And and I said, "Maybe 10 minutes like that." And he said, "Yeah." Well, we sat there another like 22 because I looked at my phone like three different times. Um, and and then I remembered we had ice cream and it was melting. And it was about 78 or something here today. It was only supposed to be 72 or something. No, it was close to 80. It was beautiful, perfect, cool breeze, sunshine. And so I took my ice cream so they knew I wasn't just saying this and my receipt. And I said, at 4, I waited till 4 because it was, 20 to 4. And I said, "I'm going to go to customer service, turn these in and get some colder ice creams. I'll be right back. My son is, right over there." And he said, "Oh, don't worry about that." He said, "Go pick out your ice cream and I'll take care of it." And I said, "No, because I said I'd like to just put these ones that are a little bit softer, which would be quite softer by the time I got home, in the back of the freezer and grab two cold ones." But my son reminded me the numbers, right? The SKU or whatever they're called are different. And they have this bell, right? If anyone's stealing. So I told him about that and he said, "Oh, yeah, you're right." He had the white coat on, real nice man. And he said, "Just go get your ice cream and we'll take care of it." I said, "You mean I don't have to go to customer service and show my receipt?" He said, "No, we'll take care of it." I said, "Okay, thanks." So I go get, and he says to me, "Okay, go get, two more cold." So I bring the cold ones and he said, "Don't worry about it." And I said, "Well, what do you mean? I've got the other two and these two." He said, "That's okay." So I ended up going home, you guys, with, what am I doing? 4 ice creams. That's a big damn deal. That'll last us a week instead of a couple of days. So that was just sort of unheard of and really nice. I was just like, wow, thank you. And he said, well, I feel bad that you've had to wait so long because we tried to get it 9 days ago, and then they said the insurance thing, and then we go there then, and he knew I walked up last time, and he doesn't know me, but he's seen me a lot in there. In fact, he saw me bawling my eyes out when I hurt my finger, when it was crushed down to the bone and the skin was pulled up and it was fractured. And that was in the door here, 160 pounds of my son's weight. Luckily, he didn't weigh, what he weighs now, 182. Anyway, it was, the staples were on it a long time, and I had to keep picking up antibiotics. I had to be on antibiotics, you guys, for 2.5 months. And I need every day when they ran out. And the thing is, I didn't have like all this pus and redness. It was just a little bit, and it was getting warm and this and that. And it was so concerning. I'd go to the ER. I went 5 times in 1 month. Rode my bike up there with my finger all, on this thing and this whatever, and all wrapped up. There's pictures in my past videos of my finger. And they'd be like, they would press up here, does that hurt? And I'm like, no. And then they'd press here, and I'd be like, yeah. And they're like, well, it's, he talked about the color of it and the fact that it wasn't hard. There was a little bit of suppleness or something to the skin. But yeah, it was right here. And you can see the color is different of my fingers. Wait. Oh my God. Okay, so there's that one and that one. And one of them, this one, see how it's white underneath? This is darker and this is white. And this whole thing is the same color. So it's weird. But I almost had to have finger surgery. In fact, Dr. Bader wanted me to, and I said, just to explore in there. Like, what for? Explore in your finger? Good God. I said, I can't do it. I said, I usually always agree with doctors. I can't do this. So, okay, so anyway, we get to go home with our ice cream. And yeah, so that was really kind of neat. And so we ate, and then I went live here. So let me see who's here. And I have to hold my finger on the chat. Well, there's Pretty Sweet Pea. Hello. The farthest I can go up is the Cat in the Hat. Even your friends think you're crazy. My friends, Cat in the Hat, that's okay. Lots of people think I kind of am. And in a way, I'm not crazy, but life is bizarre. And I think if I was drinking and partying, I'd feel more anxiety coming down off alcohol the next day. And when you get older, because Cat in the Hat, you must be younger than me. I'm sure you're a woman. Maybe you're in your 50s or 40s or who knows. But you really don't care, because I used to really care and what people thought and everything. But the longer you're on here, you just don't. And I didn't do anything to anybody. I didn't hurt my mod. We talked in Messenger, and she said things were good. She wishes me well. I mean, I can still talk to her and be her friend, but I can't be all close when she's friends, like best friends almost, with the people in another creator's chat. I'm not going to say here. I'm not going to say names anymore, if I can help it. With people that are bullying a friend of mine really bad. It's been going on for a while. And then Ava Elizabeth says, why do women have to cut each other down? What the hell? She isn't hurting anyone. If she likes it, who is anyone else telling her to stop? Thank you so much. The way women act is why men make fun of us so much. true. Thank you. That's very sweet. Cat in the Hat wasn't very nice to Ava. Men would never be so petty as to cut each other down like that. Cat in the Hat says, if you think this is normal, Ava, then sorry, but you're not normal. Then Lulzy's Paradise says, I'm all for being yourself, but now it's beyond TBH. What is, well, I don't even know what TBH is. I don't know. I don't know what that stands for. 15-second trivia challenge. I think you've been in here before. I think. Hello, everyone. Megan Shenanigans. You go, girl. Woohoo. Thank you. See, that's the thing, you guys. People don't believe it, or maybe they do, or you'd have to be in here to see it. Most people like my transparency. Most people like my kind of out there-ness. Most people think I'm kind of funny. Most people think I'm naive with like technology. I am. But then you've got other people going, oh, she's calculating. She's this, she's that. No, I'm like still really learning a lot. Ava says, I don't know who you think you are, but go get your blankie and find your happy place. This content is obviously too mature for you. You guys have heard of Cheshire Cat, right? She's a creator. I don't know if she's out there anymore. It's funny. Remember Romper Room? And the lady has that mirror and she goes like this and she says hi to the kids or something in her class. There's Lucy. There's Bobby. Oh, and there's Anna. Like this, or something's turning. Maybe she's not turning the mirror, but the swirls are going. Remember Romper Room? Oh my God, she did a thing of me as that lady. Yeah, I've seen it all. Cat Views says Lulzy's Paradise. Ava, go use moisturizer on your face, you old hag. Oh, good grief, you guys. The Cat in the Hat, should we expose who you really are? Garden Hoe P1C. Please do. I'm extremely curious. I asked someone in Messenger and I said, if they're willing to let me know, I won't tell a soul. I've learned. You can't trust really anyone on here anymore. Cat is screw this. I could dance too. If you can spell properly, then go ahead. Whoops. 15-second trivia is hearts and dance emojis. Love it. Okies, now I know you. LOL. Okies. That's not Okie true crime, is it? She used to like me. I mean, she would come in here and be nice. See, I used to dance, right? 3 or 5 songs but now I do it longer. You want to know one reason why? A certain creator out there with the last name Clark was really getting troubled about what I was doing and very concerned about my monetization and that I should be at OnlyFans and da-da-da-da-da. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to do even more. And so now I do like 45 minutes to an hour. Tina, could you put the bottle down, please? Says Cat in the Hat, 4848. Lulzley's, hey, Geoffrey, MWAH. That must be moi. Cat in the Hat, thanks for the go-ahead, says Garden Hoe. How about fixing your overbite and ugly shorts before bashing a single woman on the internet? Police officers don't act that way now, do they? Oh, she's a police officer? Very interesting. Not in the police force, but a good guess, says Cat in the Hat. So something kind of in that area, if I'm correct, I bet. Lulzley's Paradise, Jesus. Cat in the Hat, how about I find out who you are? Oki Hi. Tina, you should do workout videos instead of this. Just a suggestion. No, I've thought about that. And when I was PCT, I think it was Teresa Bronson came in. This is like 2 years ago. And she said, why don't you have uh, PCT? Damn it. Something cardio time. Oh, physical cardio time. PCT. And maybe, but I'm not PCT anymore. I, purposely changed my name so my ex couldn't maybe find me and hop in and say kind of weirdish things now and then, but I think he found me. I think he hopped in the other day. But thank you. That actually gets me thinking a little bit about that again. Caitlin, go to bed. You are nasty tonight and are so jealous of everyone. You're going to be embarrassed tomorrow. If you're not, that is telling you something very important. This is adult content. Oh, Catlin. Oh, so it's cat in, capital I. So cat in for Cat in the Hat. Losley's Paradise, work away. Garden hoe, you already know it, Cat. The Cat in the Hat. Yes, she's dancing like a maniac. Yeah, isn't that a song? Maniac, maniac, dance on the floor. Da 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 ba 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 da. She's a maniac, maniac on the floor. This is adult content, not made for immature little twits that think they are someone special and has the authority to tell someone how to act. Trust me, you are not a role model for any woman. The Cat in the Hat says, you're just evil and you abuse black people. What? Oh, that's to me about Clark. No, I don't. She pulls that card all the time. In fact, yeah, I'm going to prove it sometimes, sometime. And the thing is, we used to be friends and I deeply cared for her, practically like a sister. And she just dragged me under the guise of Lord Lionel. Gonna say it for a fifth time, 2 days ago. And then she just made snotty videos when I didn't give her the closure she wanted. I could see signs that something was happening. She was feeling a certain way about me. I couldn't put my finger on it. But I see you as you, Cat, says Lolsey's Paradise. What's up? All happy Friday, says Daniel Berry Sports Highlights. Thank you so much. This person is so sweet. I mean, it says Daniel. It could be a woman. I have a friend named Danielle. It could be Danielle, and I'm saying it wrong. I'm saying Daniel. But this person, for 2.5 or something years, has been in here and supports and says hello like every single time I'm live. Very sweet person. Thank you. Lolsey's Paradise. I just want Megan to stop dancing like this because folk don't see her as her. Well, you guys, what do I have to lose? I mean, I'm careful. I'm not going to go on OnlyFans where people, first of all, I don't want to. I've never even considered it. I don't even look at that stuff. I've heard of the scary stories where there's men that give all this money and they expect things in return, and they it's something, a date eventually after 5 years or 2 years, whatever, and they'll show up at your place. And if you guys don't believe me, look it up. That beautiful green-eyed German woman with the dark hair, slaughtered by someone, and he did send her a ton of money. I think it was off his parents' card even. He was obsessed with her. The Cat in the Hat. You enjoy riding more than just a bike. Well, heck yeah. But I mean, it's been since this past January when my boyfriend of 8 years, we got back together after we, just I let him go and all this for 3 years. And he left me for someone that had her eye on him at his job. And that hurt. I mean, but I didn't expect to like marry him or even move in with him. I just was blindsided. And everything was good. Like we were getting along. We never fought. Never. I was never, he had his job and lived where he did, and I knew I could trust him because he was a certain kind of person. And then he flung that on me. But then I got back together with him, you know, see how he's doing and whatnot. We slipped back into the habits of being together. And I mean, yeah, he can come over and hang out, but like weekends, he was always, always with his family or grandkids or someone. And he didn't have time, for a girlfriend. And I didn't want to be. I didn't. I'll just say it right here. I didn't want to be a friend with benefits. Do you know what I mean? I was just like, no. So never even really said goodbye because I knew I wouldn't really be able to leave him. So I simply told him how I felt. He called me back, left a voice message. It was really nice. Sorry, I can't give you all that you want and need, blah, blah, blah. You know where I am. If you call me. I think he thought I was at least going to call and leave a voice message. And I haven't done anything, you guys, because sometimes the only way to let go is really let go. Because if I even just heard his voice, I would just melt. I'd be like, oh my God, I miss you. I don't care if I'm just a friend with benefits, at least you do the best you can. And I'm not, he's 6 years younger than me. So he hasn't had a stroke. He hasn't had a stress-induced heart attack. He hasn't had dehydration. He might have these things someday though, because he vapes. And he says he doesn't want to, but he's doing it. True, anyone can drive a car. Okay, so when are you going to apologize to her? I'm not. Absolutely not. I could have before. I even had in my mind to come up on her panel sometime. And literally I would say all my feelings and then she would say all hers, or she could go first or whatever, and really talk. Not even like hash it out, just talk and see where we are. She really yeah, I'm gonna she pretty much dragged me. And in fact, to show you guys that it wasn't just like her past videos, that this was dragging. I mean, everything. Get a job, this, my son, like everything. She could pick me apart. She did. And she knows it. And I fought back. If you guys go to Krama Reels, and it's on Clark, it's on Sierra's post, of course. She's all proud of it. The comments are on there. Mine might be taken off, but there's a picture of me in a red glittery dress in a pig pen. There's a pig in the background with all this mud coming out of my mouth. And I'm in a red glittery dress on my stomach. And my hair is like a reddish now. You can't tell in this light. It's not black at all. But anyway, my hair's black and everything in this picture. And I did. I typed. I said, you can do better than that. You can do better than that. Why don't you add Sierra in there with me? She's the one that loves bacon, because she does. Listen to her videos. Ooh, I love this bacon. I'm going to have bacon and eggs. The next morning, should I have oatmeal or bacon? Blah, blah, blah. I said that. I could have been nasty and said something else, and I didn't. So, and then apparently there's another one that I haven't seen yet, a video. Um, and it said verify your age. So I have a good friend that's filming it, taping it, taking screenshots, whatever for me, so I can see it. Um, yeah. So, if things are going to get that ugly, because this is the thing, Cat in the Hat, how come I'm always fighting my battles by myself? How come she's going and getting White Boy and diamonds and now Krama reels and she always has to have like this little army behind her. And I said that too. Why can't you fight your own battles? And then she threatened, Sierra threatened to get, oh, you called me an SLUT? I mean, I was really pissed. I had had enough, okay? Um, Amber Rose has been through that SLUT shaming. So what is she, an ex-porn star or pole dancer, whoever Amber Rose is? I've seen her. She's very curvy, very pretty. Didn't she go out with Kanye West once or something? And so anyway, she said, gee, I mean, she said this, and to me it's a threat. Gee, I wonder if I uh, got a hold, like she'd even talk to her, and maybe she would. Amber Rose on, what did she say? Did she say X, Snapchat? I don't know what. And Amber and I showed up in Washington. And then what? It's just, I don't know. So it's like, so I brought her up. See, that's what I mean. Fight your own damn battles. She thinks she's Billy Badass. Okay, just because of having brothers and having going through some stuff in life and being a different heritage, should we say? Okay, frankly, I've been through a lot more in my life and worse and harder things than she has, easily. And she's a measly 40. I'll be 64 in uh uh what's the date? I don't even know what the date is. Oh, I can check over here. The 19th. Tomorrow's my sister's birthday, but she passed away this past January from her cancer. I still can't even believe it. I lived with her in my 20s. I visited her in my 30s. She flew here with my mom in her 40s, but she was always in Little Missouri, a little town, Moberly, pretty small. And last time I saw her was the reunion and everything when Shaylin and I took a train in 2011. And now she's gone. Like, I just can't even believe it. Okay, so what else is going on in the chat? And then I'm going to get to my video. Oh dear. Oh, I have tremors. They started in 1989. And when they got worse through stress and divorce and so much traveling on my own and not having family around, and just because they're caused from stress. And for me, they're familial. My sister and my dad had them, but they're much worse now. I used to be on propapanol, but it was making my heart race. And I didn't need that with my issues. So now they're even worse. Um, Okay, so yeah. Ava, to I guess Cat in the Hat, keep cutting down women and making yourself look like a jealous, immature teenager. Well, this is the thing. If you have it in you to bully a man or a woman or a child, I don't know, but more than likely you did that in school, or you thought it, or you were part of it. Maybe you weren't the head leader of it, but you were. Do you know what I mean?
I smell something burning in my room.
Oh my God. Okay, just a second. Parker's my son. He is 30, but he's smelling smoke or something. Just a second. Oh my God, that kind of freaked me out a little bit. So, yeah, I went up to the screen. I was like, I didn't smell any smoke. But then I did it again. And sometimes there's, some camps and whatnot in the woods that way. Uh, what happened? Did the trolling people leave? Okay, I'm trying to get through these. Sidekick came in. Hi, Sidekick. Pretty sweet pea is here. Rumpelstiltskin. Just a minute here. I don't even. Let me see. Okay. Ava, like I said, go get plastic surgery, says Cat in the Hat. Face reconstruction might fix your wrinkles. Oh, you guys. I only use my car odd time, but pay same as others. Do more on roads, says Lolsies. Cat in the it's down underneath your oatmeal. The box is underneath your oatmeal. Why do you insist on embarrassing yourself by being petty and disturbing? To women you don't even know. I bet you don't do it to men like that because you need them. Stand up on your own 2 feet. I like Megan. I'd love if she'd doing more as she's doing now. It's real. Thank you, Lolsies. Damn, Cat in the Hat. You make yourself look stupid, and I have not said one word about your looks. The reason you can keep doing that is because no one respects you enough to pay attention to your opinion. Excuse me. If you don't like the content, why don't you just not watch? Says Sidekick. Yeah. Facts, Sidekick. Yes, my eyes same, but it's a good thing sometimes. Cat in the Hat. Cat Stop. Good morning, beautiful friend, says Ran Vervalk Mickey. Wow, Ran Vermont. Is that German? Probably not. It's probably. Well, thank you. Hello to you. Thank you for being here. Will you guys hit the like for me? Oh, fiddlesticks. Okay, then. Where are you from? I'm from Washington State, but I'm really not. I'm from Vermilion, South Dakota, and then I grew up through my high school and middle years in Burlington, Vermont. Oh, the real OG16 jump. Oh, that's silly. Cat, stop and tell us about your life. Must be a fucking sad one, says Little Z's Paradise. Remember, I told you about driving after Japan. Took me 2 years to get in the correct lane. LOL. Oh my gosh, yeah. Everything is so different. When I lived in Okinawa, literally, you guys, the toilet was like, I mean, it had a seat cover and everything, but it was a hole in the porcelain or ceramic or whatever it was. Cat in the Hat. Can't you be nice to anyone? Try getting a life, Cat. Too much effort on fighting and hate. Well, you know what? She's one of my or he. I know it's a woman though, because men don't type and write mean things like that over and over again. She's one of my biggest fans in here. Her and Tony and a few other people last night when I explained what triggers me and what can. I mean, I can hold stuff in. I've held stuff in since the end of March. But if I'm going to be dragged by someone that I've known for 2 years, that's just so weird to me. And dragging is dragging. I don't give a crap what anyone says. Cat, I have it. Your handle ain't okay with what we have. Shits think they okay, but no, high five for kids with spectrum and a mother learning. I've 4 years of screenshots. Try me. I wanted to stay away because I see and I know. Why stay away? I have lives dating back to 6 years ago, says Cat in the Hat. Screenshots dating to 8 years ago. Try getting a life, Cat. Too much effort on fighting and hate. Sidekick. Nobody likes you. Oh, she's not an alcoholic. I don't drink, LOL, she says. Pretty Sweet Pea says, I've been married 40 years this year. Good for you. That's a long time. Congratulations, Sweet Pea. My honey's got a very deep voice. My friends call and want me to let him answer the phone to hear him. That's funny. LOL. Joffrey was like you, Cat. He said he was back long before me, as you just said. Oh, Lolsey. You're the one. I didn't recognize the Paradise. You're the lady in Ireland, right? That used to be on Team Roses and stuff. Wow. Yes, your friends are cheating with your husband, sweetheart. Good job. Well, you guys, that's why Joffrey's coming up here. Cat, are you Lionel? I don't know. I don't think I mean, he could use that avatar, right, and come in. But Cat in the Hat, when he was live the other day, came in. Cat Cone back as Joffrey, PMS. What do you think, Sidekick? Just did. You couldn't pay my hubby to leave me. We're old people, 40 years, retired, always together. Funny little puss. I mean cat. I can guarantee. Oh, that's just. Some meds make tremors worse, too. Yeah, I'm on Zoloft, and that's supposed to make them a little worse. The check is on this show's cat now. The Cat in the Hat. That's so weird. I did when I drank. I did. I had a cigarette now and then. But otherwise I didn't have to smoke unless I was having a drink. Cat, you have on this been reported. No more trolls. Always gonna be haters and trolls, says Moonlight and Flare. Hi, how are you? The 802. Woohoo! Hack knows Lionel, don't get shy now. So sick of being put down, Megan. Yes, hun. Lolsey's Paradise. Are you the one from Ireland or Scotland? I think it's Ireland. I went through this with you before and I've forgotten. All right, you guys. So let's listen to this. It's literally, I've been playing these videos. Best thing I did for myself. Quit smoking 8 years in October. Good for you. Okay, I'm Ireland. I have a face, but doesn't matter to me, some depending on their form. Wow. No, that is, Cat in the Hat is definitely a woman. That's just not nice at all. Okay. Now, first of all, and I'm going to show something. I'm going to go out on a limb and show something. Wait, the heck is it? Before I get to my story, because I don't want to forget. My knees hurt, so I'm going to get on my pillow. So yeah, instead of all this, look, I'm starting to, it's getting longer, so I can kind of put it behind my ears. So I hope you guys like it. So on my little tablet here, I decided to film my area and proving that I don't live in the projects. Now, some people do, and there's nothing wrong with that, but apparently there is with Diamonds, because Diamonds, a few weeks ago, said that I looked like a crack whore. I guess I'm thin or too thin for her, and that I must live in the projects. So here we go. I don't think there's any voice in it. The hot tub is to the right of the pool. So I'm going to show proof. Okay. But the hot tub was, the water was getting changed out of it, so I didn't film it. And no one was in the pool. This was, when did I film this? Oh gosh, well, it probably has some time on it, but not that long ago. Does that look like the projects? So I'm walking. Down to the pool. Darn tremors. Oh, you can hear a bird. Damn it. I'll let it lean against my head. There we go. I don't have a GoPro or whatever, or stick or Go Stick or whatever. Does that look like the projects? Diamonds? No. It's a huge apartment complex. And yeah, as you can see, there's a lot of cars. In the middle, we're heading down towards the mailboxes. They don't have that garbage pail out there anymore for the coupons and the whatever. They should. And that's more of the apartments across the street right there. Apparently it was windy. There's the pool. There's 1, 2, I think 3 apartment complexes in this town that have a pool. And they set nice chairs and umbrellas out. And right when you go around this corner to the left is the hot tub. I used to, and my daughter took lessons. The Y came down, and a woman, a lifeguard, am I trying to say, and taught lessons for just $10 for the whole week, which is nothing. Does that look like the projects? Yeah, I don't think so. So people really, it is nice. It is nice. It's clean, it's calm. Inside that clubhouse, we have a little movie theater. That was shocking to me, where you can literally put your little drink in, and they don't have the popcorn machine thing anymore, but that's okay. We used to have a tanning bed, and I think that was taken out about 10 years ago. I've lived here since 2001. I mean, think about that, you guys. It's like I was 41. Well, my son was 5. So, and I was 33 when I had him. So I was 38. 38 when I moved here. And we lived in a back apartment more near the woods and could hear the frogs and everything. They were really funny. They were like, wah, wah, wah. But they were cute, and there were a lot of them. And for 6 years. And then I had my daughter, and we had to get a 3-bedroom instead of a 2. Yeah, so, I wanted to show that. And while I'm at it, might as well show a couple others. This is when I was on my bike with my son. And
here we are.
That's
We rode our bikes, and we have our bag of ice cream.
Darn tremors.
And darn tremors. Oh my gosh, you gotta relax.
Oh my God.
This is Cornwall Street. You're in Washington State, folks.
That's
A
about
little mom and pop store on the corner right there. It says Pepsi on the sign. I don't know how to zero it. But yeah. So here we are.
this was last summer. Oh, I was there with my daughter.
At a little cute kids park.
It was really hot that day. Oh,
And
so I'm filming from this little tablet, and I need to buy a SD card or something so I can have more storage, and then I can do more things like this and show you guys this beautiful little town that I've lived in since 91.
turn your heads to the side so I can. There you go. There you go.
No, but we do have
So
one.
cute.
We do have a playground. It's not like that. It just has some
Cool. We got bikers here too. Anyway,
jungle bars or something, a kid's slide.
I think it's called. Now I can't remember.
It's about 500,000 now.
Cornwall Tot Park or something. But yeah, I'm gonna eat my ice cream
That's my bike
before it melts.
with no gears, no
See? And
this must have been last summer. Gosh, time flies. Good grief. Yeah.
but yeah, this is
Then my daughter had her bike.
where we're at.
So we just wanted to spend a little time together. I don't know why it just died like that, but it did. And then this, if I make it go closer, you'll see a mountain and you'll see a white ring like this on top. That's Mount Baker, and that's snow, of course, that you're looking at. This is when I was with my son on our bikes, and we were coming back from, oh my gosh, now I can't remember, so I'm just going to play it. Oh, it's just a picture. All right, I have another video where we're in the same area. Can you guys see that white? Oh, no, there it is. See the white? That's Mount Baker. Up. Right there. See that? Oh, stupid tremors. So, yeah, and this is about 3 miles, maybe 3.5 from where we live. Thanks, Killing Time. Happy to see you. Okay, so that's not even a video. Okay, I showed those two and then that. And then there's this one. This is, no. This is the same area. And a
Filming the chicken.
chicken was cuckooing.
I mean the sound.
Cockadoodling, I mean. Hear it?
The house.
Hear that chicken? I'm going to lean it against my head.
Okay, way down there on the top of that ridge is Mount. Wait, is that Mount Baker? Do you think that's Mount Baker? Okay, you see the little.
You can come to my post sometime to see my cute bike. I love that thing. Oh, I will.
Or I don't know how. Let's see if
I'm sorry it's so
I'm
shaky.
able to
Welcome to my life.
pull some things over while I'm filming. Crying out loud. All right.
So you had to go up
See
a
if it continues to work when I turn it around.
few hills to get to that area.
Alright, I'm making my daughter wait while I film myself with my helmet on and
Okay, my daughter was with me that time. I had to film that chicken, a rooster.
I guess is done clucking or singing.
Or roostering. What the hell? What's it called? Clucking? No, that's a chicken. Is it called cookadoodling? Cookadoo! Or cuckadoodle-doo? Or what is it, you guys? Like, I don't even know. Crowing. Hi, Moonlight Flare. Yeah. Yes. Yeah, she loves her job. You know, she loves it. Like, I'm so relieved. Okay, what is this one now? What is this? Oh, when I got to the. Okay, this is where I used to go to rehab. This was a year ago in July. And fiddlesticks. Okay, what is this?
All right, I'm on my way to rehab. And here we go. Let's see how this one does. All right, I gotta get going. I'm running a little bit late. Dear God, please don't let this thing fall off.
Apparently it's upside down or to the side or something.
So far, so good. Hi, Peter. Oh, God, I have it the wrong way again. I realized I have it the wrong way. Oh, my God, I have it the damn wrong way.
Ugh. Let me pause it and push this back a little. I can't, these tremors are just too much. And then I can watch this with you guys. And I admire you riding everywhere. You're a strong girl. Thank you so much. Yeah, I need a GoPro. How much are they? I mean, probably quite a bit. Okay, I was just going to show one, but now I'm showing more. Because, too, I have some, new friends and stuff that, you know.
Okay, I thought I was filming the front.
Now what?
All right. Now am I filming the front? Yes, I am. I just got the whole back. Now I'm filming the front. Oh.
So I'm on my way to rehab. It's about a 3-mile ride.
God, now I really got to get going.
Up there. I allow myself 40 minutes to get there. Thank you, Sidekick. Yeah, it's nice. We're in apartments that aren't in town.
It's at 2:30. I'm supposed to be there around 2:15. I think I'm okay. This is so weird, you guys. I'm like afraid my tablet's gonna fall and break.
That's the pretty boardwalk. This is the
Hey,
first.
we're on the boardwalk.
This is the very first time I filmed with this attachment I bought on Amazon.
Sorry.
And they didn't have that boardwalk for 15 years or something. And then
Sorry.
parents were walking, pushing baby strollers and whatnot up to the school close by. Thank you. Thank you. And yeah. Yeah, car went off the road.
Do you have
Boom.
the time? Do you have the time? Yeah. I'm heading to cardiac rehab and I don't have time to. Oh my God. All right. Thank you.
Oh my God. I have to be there at
1:52,
1:30.
and it took me 30 minutes to get there before, so
Oh,
that's.
30.
Oh, I should get there at about 20 after, lock up my bike. Right. This is what I have to do every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. I'm not kidding.
And then sit on
Go
machines.
Go ahead. Thank you.
And then sit on machines, you guys. Forever, it felt like. I mean, it's a little bouncy, but it's not that bad. It's really not that bad. Oh my God, really? Now, I've heard of Linwood. Is that near Seattle? Yeah, you guys, I'm in my 60s. And I've already had a stroke,
Guys,
too.
there was this huge beetle, and it was hissing when I touched it. I've never seen one here.
Yeah, that was
Kind
intense.
of outside my door.
It was huge.
Size of a narrow quarter. Oh my God.
Yeah, I didn't know bugs could hiss. Sultan, now that I have.
touched it to see if it would hiss again. It clamped onto my glove. I screamed so loud. Sheila was laughing.
I forgot about that.
Okay.
Oh, you have a niece in Tacoma. I've never visited her. I wish I could.
Okay, now what?
That's nice.
They're fixing this street too.
Wow, I forgot. They paved all of that or something.
Are you kidding? Oh wait, I can go up here.
Yeah, I have to be to my appointment by 2:30. And lock up my bike and get in there. And it's what? Almost 2 now already?
Hi. Can I go behind you? Okay, thank you.
That's a job I could never do. Stand there in the heat.
Yeah, like 5 minutes. I probably have 25 more to go.
Underneath this bridge.
I don't even know if the volume is up enough. I don't know if you guys can hear me at all.
On the other side, underneath this bridge.
Over here, to the left, right here.
Oh, I
I'm gonna stop really
stop
quick.
and show you guys. Yep.
See that? That memorial is where a 17-year-old
Oh my
hit a guy outside of a bar, in a bar,
gosh, killing time.
about 10 years ago. Was murdered right there.
She was walking with this
Apparently
guy she met.
strangled. She met him at the Horseshoe Cafe bar downtown here.
Yep.
Anyway, Shaylin and I all the time would with different little flowers and lay beads and do things. One day, people were putting balloons, and it was the mom and the sister. And they asked, are we the ones that have been laying things there? And I said yes, and they thanked us.
That was amazing. We just happened to be going by on our bikes when they were there putting balloons. Wow. I forgot about all that.
Okay.
Oh, right there on the sidewalk down a little.
It's gonna take me longer.
Right down here is where I had to get off my bike. And the ambulance came down here and stopped over there.
A year? It is. My thanks.
People are pretty friendly, at least in.
Hello. Oh, God. Okay.
You have to.
See the bridge down to the right, and then my neighbor said they're going to be doing something at this bridge, which I thought was already all done up here and fixed.
Wow. Yeah, it looks really nice now.
So this car's turning. Go ahead. Oh, Lord.
I just let people go. I don't trust car drivers that much.
All right.
So are you. Always a kind word. Oh, thanks so much. That's so nice. Well,
Hear me huffing and puffing because I ain't a spring chicken anymore.
I'm on the bike that fell apart. The the cruiser we used to have.
It's kind of a hazy, sunny day. I'm in a t-shirt, my leggings.
At least I have gears. Oh my God, I could never get there in time without gears.
This right here, Bellingham Fitness, is where I went when I was 50 and did, whatchamacallit. Okay. Now I gotta get
Zumba classes and
I'm not bicycling that safe.
spin core.
So this is what I mean. I take the roundabout way.
Yeah, this is an extra 2 blocks to get there because of all those cones and everything.
Thank you.
You can get a fine for being on the sidewalk downtown, but not out there.
It's just safer for me to be on the sidewalk.
Yeah.
But you got to be so careful with all these driveways and entrances and things.
I'm not even halfway there yet, you guys. This is why I could only do it for a month and a half. I called him up and I said, it's getting really hot. I got to ride my bike. Back it's mostly downhill. There's one kind of steepish hill. And then I sit on 2 different machines for 20 minutes. So it was the equivalent of 9 miles of exercise. 3 times a week, that's 27 miles. And they were really nice. They said, we don't want you to stress out about it. And they said, if you need to ever come back, though,
It's about 75.
let us know. See, I when I pulled this out earlier, I had to charge my tablet and everything again.
Thank you.
I've forgotten about these videos. I try to be very polite on the sidewalk because, you know, it's not really for
I'm
bikes.
still not halfway there. It's great.
But saying I ride my bike everywhere, yeah. Now you guys know I really do, or really did. You wear me out. I don't have the energy to keep up with you, LOL. Well, it's nice to watch this with people. I got 19 up in the mountains.
This is the corner where my daughter and I got hit right
Yep.
in the middle of this intersection.
Yep.
When she was a baby and she was in her stroller.
Yep.
Right here.
God, that was scary. Yeah.
Car was coming straight down in front,
Aw.
turned and hit us. The wheel came off the stroller and rolled all the way down there, past Dairy Queen restaurant.
Yeah.
That's how bad the impact was.
Yep. 9 in the morning.
I lifted up the stroller and pulled it into my body. There was nothing in it but her. Saved her life. Stroller saved mine. She didn't even have a scratch on her.
Didn't
She
even
was
have a scratch.
1.5.
Yeah.
I was walking up this way to the Hope House to get some little children's clothes and detergent.
We need.
Maybe some diapers.
Yeah. I'll tell you what happened.
Had 'em.
Wait, do I tell more of the story? I don't know. So what happened was there was a white van when she hit us, because right before the impact I saw that she was going to hit us. So I was like, "Oh shit," or whatever, and I just pulled the stroller, and it was a big one with a basket and everything, into my body to move her out of the way. She clipped, the one of the wheels apparently, and that went flying down yards and yards and yards. And a white van, it was a white van, uh pulled over. I mean, I just stood there, but I was so relieved that my daughter was alive and everything, and that I was, like, accidents happen so fast. And she goes, I got her license plate number. Right? She was a woman. She got out of her car. She walked up to me because I stood there in shock. Like, after it happened, like, I was missing a wheel, right? There's 4 wheels. I couldn't even go forward or back. I just kind of stood there. And I don't even think Shaylin was crying. Like, I'm really being honest. You'd think she would be. I don't remember like all this screaming like a child does. But anyway, I said, okay. She said, oh, it looks like she's turning around. And I didn't see the driver. I don't know if it was a man, woman, what age or what. And it was a young college student. I remember she had pretty jewelry on, brown hair, long, probably all of like 22 years old. And she's like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. Is she okay? Are you okay? I said, yes. I didn't yell at her. I really didn't. I didn't say, Jesus, watch where you're going. Nothing. I just said, yeah, she's okay. She said, can I give you some money for your, so you can get a new stroller? Here, I'll give you $50. And I said, no. I mean, probably say yes these days because times are harder, but I said, no, I'm just glad my daughter's okay. Cops never came, anything. the cops never came. So we were on our way to the Hope House, and I got the why didn't the cops come? That's just so bizarre. And then the wheel, no, I didn't even go get the wheel. It was one of the wheels, and I tipped her back like this and turned around and just went home. And we sure didn't go on to the Hope House. And I, even though her father was in her life then when she was small, he he had his own issues, was trying to keep a job because of his grand mal seizures and whatnot. I don't think I even called him. I'm sure he knew later on. I'm sure I told him. But he was in his own place. He wasn't allowed to live with us here. I snuck him in a few times, and all that, but um, and they would see his yellow Camaro, and they'd be like, we see Michael's car parked 4 blocks down, at such and such. You need to comply or vacate. And so I was like, okay, I'm sorry. And so I haven't been a saint around here, right? I even had alcohol at the playground, but it was in a covered thing with a lid, so I thought it would be okay, but I got caught. And that was before I quit. It was just wine, but still, it just took the edge off things. So anyway, I never ever got a single child support payment or anything. And I did what I had to do. I went to food banks. I went to the Hope House. I didn't get on housing until the domestic violence thing. And I was separated from my ex or by the courts. He couldn't be around us. And so, he was paying for the apartment. He was working. I was a stay at home mom, and I was able to get into housing. And it was really low. Like when I say this, I'm not embellishing at all. My rent 25 years ago in 2001, because I was on housing, was 30 a month. I'm not kidding. And then a couple years later it was 60, and a couple more years later it was 120, and a couple more, and then once it was 240, and then you know what I mean. And so it slowly went up. And I also got free cable for quite a few years. I'd say at least 6 or 8, right? And then when that wasn't free, I spent $70 on like Roku, and then that thing broke. And then that's when the Samsung TVs came out, right? Where you pop $400 and you can watch anything. But yeah, so, when people try to put me down for being on SSI, I mean, what am I supposed to be homeless with my baby, or do I get on housing? I mean, think about it. I couldn't be. I wasn't allowed to be around my son's dad. And I won't, well, I will say the details. I was in the car, and we were talking about his teeth, and Joe didn't want him to have silver amalgams ever, and I said that's fine. But I had to keep calling children's dentists, and they were getting kind of mad after a while. Swanson's was the last place. And so we weren't even arguing. I was just telling him about it, because he's like, did you make an appointment for him? Because he had an abscess at the age of 4. And I said, Joe, I can't find, no one will take him, see him. Children's. and he got mad about something and back fisted me, and my lip was swollen and split. My tooth felt loose from the fist, like I thought I had a loose tooth up here, but it wasn't. And blood splattered on the dashboard. Of course, I screamed. He pulled over, and I instantly grabbed Parker. He was screaming. We got out, the cops came, and boom, restraining order. So, this nice place accepted domestic violence situations, and I only had to wait because of the domestic violence situation 2 weeks to move in here. Not a month, not, what a blessing. So, and I was able to, my son, he knew how to swim. He was 5.5 when we moved here. But Shaylin, when she was 4, she started learning, and I knew it would be important, you know, being at a pool. So, yeah. And then when the C disease came, we all had to have a little number, and they would allow a certain amount of people in that pool. It used to be max 40. And with the C disease, like in 2020 to, I don't know what it is now, but it was literally like 3 families, maybe 2, with a certain amount of kids could be in that pool at once. Like, everything. And you had to wear a mask, when you walked into the office. Um, and then, whoever's in the pool was allowed to use the hot tub. And it was pretty hot. It was 104 degrees. Yeah, well, I could tell my daughter, she loved the pool and she loved the water, but she wouldn't let go of the bar. She was so scared. And so when we got these notices that we could get lessons for $10 a week, 3 times a week for an hour and a half, $10 a week. I made sure it happened. And yeah, so she got a certificate for a guppy, and then what is it called, or a tadpole, and then a guppy. And so it was really kind of neat. And also here they do back to school, or they have back to school barbecues in the fall, and when school gets out they have at a school barbecue. And the back to school barbecues, they give away with a little, whatever that's called, the number, where you pull your number, backpacks and water bottles and all these things. And they also set up like different stands for different things, right? To get low income phone, or low income dental work, or all these different little tables of things. And preschool, right? It's called Early Start, I believe. And then they'd give free little toothbrushes and, pencils and all these things on these tables. And so this place caters to regular income families, but also low, and then of course the holidays, right? Easter, they hand out little bags of candy. You have to go down and get them, but and Halloween. And I have pictures of Shaylin, not even like 2, in a little purple velvet dress in the clubhouse down there. It's bizarre because she's 22. Yeah, and they took out the tanning bed. I can't remember why, but I've said this before. I was addicted. Like, I had light brown tan, but I was so vain, I guess. I didn't want to lose it. So every day I'd lay in that thing butt naked, no lotion, because I felt like I wouldn't get the color I needed, which I know it's stupid, but you know, um, pull the thing down on me. And I did 20 minutes every day for about 3 years. Then they took that thing out, and I started, getting wiser and looking into skin cancer and stuff. And I was freaked. I was like, oh my God. So I made my first dermatology appointment, for a skin check. And that was bizarre. It was easy. It's quick. It's almost too quick. I thought you'd be like laying on the table and they'd be examining you up close. The lady was like with her magnifying glass this far from me and zeroing in on my body. I had my underwear on, everything else off. And then I turn around and she's like, I don't see any kind of moles that look suspicious or whatever. But skin cancer spreads really fast. And I didn't know this till a little while ago. Skin cancer, it's like not just your skin. I mean, it can go into your lungs, up into your brain. Ugh, within months, you guys. So, like today when we walked to the store, did I put sunscreen on? No, but I just wanted to get, you can't really see it, a little bit of color. I'm not into the tanning thing anymore. When I was 50 or whatever, I was more into my looks like I was. But yeah. So they took that out. Actually, they turned it into what is it? An office. And then they have some computers set up in there. People can go in and use a computer if they want. And they have bathrooms with shower stalls, of course. And yeah. All right, let's get back. Oh, so yeah, that's what happened with this. Every time I get to that corner, I think about that day.
Yeah, I gotta put the pedal to the metal now. Or is it metal to the pedal? No, pedal to the metal.
God, what's wrong with me? Can't even. I'm going to try to drink some of my fluid. Ow, 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 ow. Ow. Oh my God, that hurts. Oh. I gotta get my chair. My knees are killing me. Killing me. Oops.
This little incline.
You guys can't freaking see.
Honestly, even though it's
Oh
not
God.
much.
I'm rewinding it just a
I
smidgen
feel a little tired.
because I want you guys to see.
Feels like it's about 75.
Ah, crap. I went back too far. Let me bring it up.
To the metal now.
Okay. This is after where I had the accident. Red tint in my hair. Yeah, like AK-47. Hi.
Yeah, I gotta put the pedal to the metal now.
Oh, God.
Or is it metal to the pedal? No, pedal to the
God.
metal.
Wow, it's so good to see AK-47. Wait, is it 47? I just said it too. I gotta get my chair. Okay. I'm not gonna build. Well, yeah, I can see some of the comments here. This is a hill, believe it or not, that I'm on. It's not massively steep, but it gets steeper. AK-47, I'm on my way to. That's the area right there. On the left, right there, where a guy was homeless in the wintertime. And didn't even have a winter coat.
This little incline is honestly, even though it's not much,
And I gave him my gloves I had
I
on.
start to feel a little tired.
It was super cold, no snow. And it was after I got my trust fund, and I literally went to a nearby store. I mean, he was trying to sleep, and I took out $100, you guys. I was like, no, 40 isn't going to be enough. 60 isn't going to.
Coconut Kenny's Pizza.
And I did. And I don't care if I'm sharing this. I want people to know that I'm a giving person.
This is a small mall area up here. To the left and right.
Oh, wow. Wow, that's really long hair. And yeah, you know, and I wanted to give him
I just passed
what did he have?
Ocean Brewery,
He had
where I get to see people drinking cold glasses of beer outside.
yeah. Up here.
It's okay.
So he had a coat on just the bottom of him and his arms wrapped. And I gave him my gloves, and I had, what did I have? I think I gave him my darn coat, because I had two on. And I didn't want to startle him, but I went up to him and I laid it over him. And then he kind of came to. The people in the store said he's a regular guy over there. And
Get out of the road.
it was a bunch of 20s.
It's just not safe.
And I said, I've been homeless before, just take it. And he smiled and he took it. And in all honesty, I haven't seen him over there again.
All of this. Trader Joe's. I don't know if you can see it.
There's different mall areas. There's Bellis Fair Mall
shops.
on the outskirts. This is so. Didn't you do like dance video?
I found a cute article about
on
Bellingham.
history.
Bellingham is the cowboy
Yeah.
city of Washington State. I have no idea.
Yeah, I read it's a cowboy.
I might read it to you guys.
Oh, that's so nice, Killing Time. I mean, if they look really sketched out,
Eye doctor in front of us.
you don't know if. Now it starts getting steep. Where I had my stroke is right up here at Vision Plus. I think I turned the camera. It's shaped like eyeglasses, and it's where you lock your bikes to it. Bike rack.
Oh, God.
Oh, gosh, really? Hanging around the library to stay warm?
I'm
God.
going to do this all again day after tomorrow and then Friday. But you know what? I need the exercise for my heart.
Yeah. This hill is fairly steep, and I have to put it on like the easiest gear and just keep going. Yeah, I'm on my way. This was last summer when for a month and a half I did rehab. But I had to ride my bike 3.5 miles there. Back, it's all downhill. Pretty nice.
Hey.
Getting closer now. Now I just keep going and going about 4 blocks, and then I take a right, and you can see
These
the
are cute little streets.
hospital in front of me. I need to sit down watching Megan. Yeah, I'm sitting right now. See? I'm in a chair. Well, I hope you're doing good, AK. I remember you taking us last year. Did you see this last year? Yeah, I forgot about these videos. I even forgot I had this tablet. I can't film anymore. I have no more storage. So I got to get an SD card.
About 5.
I showed my son where it said that. Oh, wow. Yes. Dogs need to run. My neighbors have Jelly Bean is bigger now. The one, and he's inside too much. But they're not healthy enough to, right? Don't get a dog if you can't take care of it, or you know what I mean? Like exercise it right. Yeah, they should fix these roads. I mean, they're not terrible, but definitely more bumpy or whatever. Corgi.
Stop. There's no cars, so I just go.
Yeah, I couldn't believe the thing that attached to my bike. I have it right here. It wasn't even loosening. Wait, where is it? Oh, God.
Gosh, when it gets the wind, you guys.
It's in here. It's down in this bag.
I think it's 2 miles here. Not a mile and a half. But I'm not
I
sure.
thought it was
No, it's
that.
more than a mile.
It's a lot longer than that. Because it's a mile just up to the Fred Meyer store.
Back, it's all downhill.
Here it is. Yep.
Okay, whoops. Shoot, the car's coming. I just turned.
This is what I used.
There's a hospital up here.
The thing would sit right in here, nice and
There's
snug.
roundabouts in time.
And this would screw onto the bike. Yeah, it started getting hotter and hotter too. As the weeks went by, it would get up to 80. That day it was 75, and I was like, it's too far.
This
Then
is
I'm
really intense. I don't know if I want to do it 3 times a week, you guys.
Yeah, I was already having doubts. I was already having doubts.
But I guess I will. And when it gets really warm in July, like if it hits 80,
Oh, it's June
maybe
then.
even earlier.
Oh, wow, killing time. Yeah, this hill sucks.
Most people don't huff and puff on their bikes. When you had a heart attack 2 months ago, can't help it. There's Peace Health. Oh my God. I'm almost to the hospital and then I'm nearly to cardiac.
Cardiac's right next door. So nice. Yeah, so I wanted to show you guys a little bit of Bellingham and use this thing. It's a little bouncy, but not too horrible. Now it's leveled out. Thank God.
I'm actually sweating.
Wow. Oh, I remember this lady. She zips off in her, what is it called? E-bike. Boom, there she goes.
Scooch over on the sidewalk pretty soon. Her bike that was in front of me must be partially. Jesus.
Oh, God.
What was that?
Remember this, you guys?
Oh my God, you
Saw
guys.
it last year?
My sweatshirt got. Oh my God. My sweatshirt got caught in the spokes. But
Yep.
I was able to get it out.
Good grief.
Holy crap.
Forgot about that.
That could have thrown me off my bike if I had gone any faster. Oh my God.
Cute. Yeah, when I had my dehydration, what, 2.5 weeks ago or 10 days, on the 2nd. It's on the 2nd.
Here we are.
This is-
Peace Health St. Joseph Medical Center.
This is where I was sent.
What I showed you guys on
Right to the
on
left.
the map.
Right to the
Got some
left in
seconds
there
to
is
get
the
across.
ER. Right over to the left. City of Subdued Excitement? That's hilarious. Really pretty, Sweet
Know where
Pea.
that lady's going, so
And I read that it's considered a cowboy town.
anyway, I
was
didn't
like,
know where
what?
on earth I was going
Yeah.
on Friday. And
Yeah, I was
I
just,
just followed the signs. Right? There's a sign. I don't know if you guys saw it. I locked my bike around this fence, but I'm gonna do it here around this.
if I drove, I would do the cardio again. You know, I mean, do
20.
the cardio rehab.
Yay.
It's 2:20. I just biked all that in 25 minutes. Because remember, it was 5 till when no, I left at 10 till. It was 5 till when I asked.
God, people are gonna be sweating. Sputtering. Sneezing and hoeing. All kinds of germs coming out of people's mouths.
Yeah, and then I got to go all the way back. And first, I'm on a machine where I can sit, and then I'm on one where I stand, or I can sit. But they like us to walk too on the whatever it's called, the elliptical or something. Wow. Yeah, AK-47. I'm being called a coke whore now, or a crack, a not a coke whore, a crackhead. I look like a crackhead because I'm thin.
A bike rack right here.
But your appetite and your need for thirst goes down the older you get, apparently. Oh, that's funny. We call it wastings. Oh, I miss that bike. The it was the weirdest thing. I was on my way to take it. Oh, that's funny. Thank you so much,
It's the most wonderful
AK-47.
little gadget.
Yeah, that's what
On to everything.
that diamonds person said about me about 2 months ago. I heard it.
And yeah,
Well, I mean,
here we are.
just eat one meal a day. That's what I do. I mean, I used to be able to eat
Cardiac rehab.
6 tacos, or I mean, when they're little, right?
Here's the door.
Now it's 2 and I'm full.
Nobody's out here in the hallway. Yeah, so that's it inside. They play music. She said I could film myself and only myself, but I'll get copyright for the music.
Oh, yeah. Do you? You eat dinner? Yeah. I mean, I used to just.
Looks like I'm early.
Oh, you're funny, killing time. You're so funny.
It's the room I'm in now.
Thank you, AK-47. You've always been sweet to me.
Hi there. Are you ready? Yeah, they're doing, I'm turning it off because for one, privacy, even though they said I could film myself, and also you guys play music, and I'll get copyright. Thank God so I'm going to turn this.
Yeah. Yeah, because I wanted to film she said I could bring it in and film myself while I do a little cardio, whatever the heck. But then it dawned on me, right? The music. Like I'd get in trouble. So yeah. So I hope you're doing good, AK-47. It's been months since I've seen you over here. He really, him and Turtle Talk just, wow. Was it the first day I got monetized? I think it was the first day. They both came in and just bought memberships and gave me super chats, and it made me want to keep going more. You know what I mean? Dance once in a while, music, but I don't dance. Hey, that worked really pretty good. Instead of stacking up 30 books like I used to, I put okay, so now you guys, glare moved. Oh, roller skating. I haven't done that in so long. They had a roller rink in Linden nearby. And when Parker was no, he had to have been about 3 because that's when we lived there. Okay, here we go on to the next part of my show. So, I've been going through some weird cyberbullying, and people think I'm a bully for the way I treated Sierra back. But enough is enough already. Enough is enough. I've been nice. I've been calm for freaking months. And again, trying to, under the guise of defending Lionel Lord Dandy, dragging me. And I'll show proof that it wasn't just one little thing here, one little thing there. Good grief. Oh, wow. All right, so this is called Let Them Feel Uncomfortable Around You. And this is the kind of stuff that you have to listen to with intent. There's a lot of words, a lot of meanings, a lot of stuff to think about. So I'm going to turn the camera off. And it's 22 minutes long. And I've done a few of these other ones on respect, not demanding, making people want to give you respect, or not making people. Well, anyway, I have some past. I think this is the third one. And I'm going to play it, turn the camera off, and I hope you guys stay and listen and learn something about this for yourself. Let them feel uncomfortable around you. It's not a nasty thing, it's a psychological Carl Jung or Machiavelli kind of thing where you learn. All right. And so I'm not going to be talking to chat and answering chat and that kind of thing during this, but we'll chat after.
There's a version of you that walks into a room and doesn't need it to go well. Not doesn't care, doesn't need. The distinction matters more than it sounds. Caring is still available to you, about the people, about what happens, about whether things go a certain way. But the need for the room to confirm something about you, to return something to you, to send you home with the particular feeling of having been received correctly, that's not running anymore. Or if it's running so quietly you can no longer hear it over everything else. There's a version of you that says the thing and doesn't watch their face afterward. That lets the sentence end where it ends. That doesn't add the small softening clause at the finish. The, I don't know, maybe I'm wrong. The half laugh that cushions the landing before the landing has even happened. That says the true thing in the true words and then simply waits, without the internal monitoring, without the continuous low-level scan of how it's being received, without the readiness to adjust mid-air based on what you read in their expression. There's a version of you that already decided before they opened their mouth. Not closed off, not defended. Decided, which is different. Decided means you walked in with a center of gravity that isn't located in their response. That the outcome of this exchange, whatever it turns out to be, will not be the thing that tells you where you stand. You already know where you stand. You knew before you sat down. And that knowledge, quiet, unannounced, requiring nothing from the room to remain true, is the thing they feel before they can name it. This version of you makes people uncomfortable in ways they can't articulate. Not because you're hostile, not because you're cold in any obvious sense, because you are, in the precise technical way that Machiavelli understood before anyone had language for it, unmanageable by the tools most people use without knowing they're using them. The lever that works on almost everyone, the one built from the need to be approved of, to be seen correctly, to have the ground confirmed as stable. That lever has no purchase in you. And people who have always navigated rooms with that tool, which is most people, which is nearly everyone, feel its uselessness in you, the way you feel a step that isn't there in the dark. They reach, and nothing catches. And the version of you that watches this happen, watches the reach, watches the slight recalibration when nothing catches, watches them move to the next approach with a logic so predictable, you could name it before they do. That version feels almost nothing about it. Not triumph, not satisfaction, not the warm vindication you might have expected if you'd imagined this moment from the inside of the version you used to be. Just the flat, accurate observation of a mechanism functioning in front of you that no longer functions on you. The specific quality of attention that belongs to someone watching a thing from outside that they once watched only from within. This is what it actually feels like. Not freedom, not lightness, not the arrival of someone who finally figured something out. Just this. A room, a conversation, a person waiting for a reaction that isn't coming, and you present unhurried, needing nothing back. The first thing you learn from this position is that people don't stop. That's what surprises you the first few times. You expect them to register the absence, adjust, move on. What they actually do is escalate. The hook that didn't catch gets replaced with a bigger hook.
Oh my
The
God.
offhand compliment becomes a direct one, more specific, more targeted, harder to receive without responding in kind. The light criticism becomes a heavier one. The silence that was supposed to create pressure becomes a longer silence, more deliberate, its function more visible. They're not doing this consciously. They're doing it because the method always worked before, with everyone else, and with you, once. And the brain's first response to something not working is to apply more of it. And so, you watch this happen in real time. Watch someone cycle through their repertoire, the levers they've always used to produce the specific reaction they're after, and not find the reaction. Watch them move from one approach to the next with a logic so predictable, once you can see it, that you could almost name the next move before they make it. This is not a comfortable thing to know about people. Most of the time, they are not aware they're doing it. They would be genuinely insulted to have it described this way. And they're not wrong to be insulted, because it's also just how people are, how they've learned to move through rooms and relationships, how they regulate closeness and distance and the temperature of any given exchange. Everyone does it. You did it. The only difference now is that you can see the machinery from the outside, and the machinery from the outside looks very different than it feels from the inside. Inside, it feels like caring, like paying attention, like being invested in another person. Outside, it looks like a system of inputs and expected outputs. And when the outputs don't arrive, the system visibly doesn't know what to do. You don't say this out loud. There's nothing to say. They will name what they see in you. That's the second thing you learn. They will not name it accurately. They don't have the vocabulary for it, but they will name it. And the names they reach for will tell you more about them than about you. They're not entirely wrong. They're applying the language of people who need approval to describe someone who doesn't, and that language doesn't stretch far enough. From inside the system, the person who doesn't participate in mutual approval exchange looks broken, looks like they're missing something. Because from inside the system, needing approval is not a feature, it's the baseline. It's what connection looks like. The person who doesn't exhibit it is therefore not connecting, is therefore cold, is therefore something to be explained or fixed or kept at a careful distance. You've heard these names. Maybe you've heard them your whole life, in different forms from different people, and somewhere along the way, you stopped waiting for them to find a more accurate name. They won't. The more accurate name would require them to look at the system itself, and the system is invisible to people who are inside it. What you notice, and this is not something you chose to notice, it just arrived one day, is that the names don't land the way they used to. Not because you've developed armor, because the part of you that needed those names to be wrong, that needed to defend against them, that needed the person saying them to understand, that part isn't driving anymore. The names go by. You watch them go. There is a specific moment. You've had it more than once. You'll have it again. When you're watching someone do the thing, and you recognize it not just as a mechanism, but as something you know from the inside. The slight laugh before they've finished the sentence, calibrating the temperature of the room before the room can respond. The opinion that arrives pre-softened, made smaller than it actually is, shaped to fit in the space the other person has available. The way they trail off at the end of a statement and look up, not finishing the sentence with a word, but finishing it with a question in their eyes that means, is this okay? Am I okay? Does this land the way I need it to land? You know this. You know exactly what it feels like to be inside that gesture. The specific texture of it, the split attention between what you're saying and how it's being received, the continuous low-level monitoring of the other person's face, the small adjustments made in real time based on what you read there. You were that person. For a long time, in rooms you no longer think about very often, with people you know.
See this scratch? Auto shops will easily charge you
Stupid
$2,000.
commercials.
Now watch the
Longer see.
Boy,
You did
I
this
can
work
relate to
constantly,
this.
without knowing it was work, because it was so habitual it had become invisible. The monitoring ran in the background like something you'd
rewind.
face,
That
despite
interrupted.
that gesture. The specific texture of it, the split attention between what you're saying and how it's being received, the continuous low-level monitoring of the other person's face, the small adjustments made in real time based on what you read there. You were that person. For a long time, in rooms you no longer think about very often, with people you no longer see. You did this work constantly, without knowing it was work, Because it was so habitual, it had become invisible. The monitoring ran in the background like something you'd forgotten to close. It was just how being in a room with another person felt. There was a specific exhaustion that came with it that you also didn't name at the time. Not the exhaustion of effort, you weren't trying hard, it was automatic. The exhaustion of bandwidth, of never being fully inside a conversation because part of you was always outside it, watching, reading, adjusting, of never saying a thing entirely and letting it land entirely, because the landing was already being managed before the thing was finished being said. You were never fully in any room. You were in the room and simultaneously above it, monitoring in real time, running the continuous quiet calculation of what was needed to keep everything stable. You didn't know this was happening. That's the thing that's strange to sit with now. You couldn't see it from inside it any more than you could see your own face without a mirror. It was the texture of consciousness itself. Not a behavior you were performing, but the medium you were moving through. And watching someone do it now, sitting across from them, seeing the mechanism clearly, what you feel is not superiority, not pity, something colder and more accurate than both of those. The recognition of someone who has been inside a thing and can therefore see its exact shape from the outside. You know what it costs. You know what it purchases. You know how convincingly it wears the costume of genuine attention and genuine connection. And you know, this is the part that sits with you, that from inside, it didn't feel like a costume. It felt like caring. It was caring. And it was also a system. Both things true at the same time, the whole time, in a way that is almost impossible to explain to someone who hasn't been on both sides of it. You don't say anything. You sit in the room and you watch. And the watching is not kind exactly, but it's not unkind either. It's just accurate. And accurate is what you have now, instead of some of the things you used to have. Here is what most people don't tell you about this position, because most people who talk about it haven't actually lived in it long enough to see the whole picture. It is also lonely, in a specific way. Not the loneliness of being misunderstood. You've made a kind of peace with being misunderstood. A different loneliness. The loneliness of running a different operating system than almost every room you walk into. Most conversations you are in are running on a currency you no longer use. Approval, validation. The small continuous exchange of signals that say, I see you, you see me.
That's so perfect. Yeah, I don't need approval anymore. And I don't even need to be validated. I do YouTube to stay connected. I do YouTube because my mom's gone, my sister's gone, my dad's gone. They were in Iowa, now they're gone. And I've done a lot. I mean, I have 700 and some videos, and I'll have 3 years at the end of August. And it's not like other people that have been on YouTube, but I don't want to quit, and lose that. Thanks, AK-47. So this is literally me, and people think I'm cold and I'm caring. No, it's, and if Mary Jane Doe hears this, I mean, we can still say hi and things like that in Messenger, but people are making the biggest deal. Think about it. All I did was take her wrench. This is a thing. I didn't have anyone with a wrench before her. I took everybody's wrench, and I wasn't planning on taking her wrench, but I wanted Team Rose to feel comfortable for once in my chat. And, it's like now she's the only one that has a wrench. So because no one else has a wrench, she probably doesn't need a wrench. So, I'll ask her if she still wants her wrench, but no one else has one. And but I'm being told, like on my live last night, my triggered one or whatever, triggered title one, of why I can snap now and then like I do and just yell and defend. I have been blamed for every cotton picking little thing, everything. Shaylin's father wasn't critical of me. He was hypercritical. And that was 8 years of that. And I would defend myself and sometimes yell and say, no, if I want to cut the damn cheese at an angle, a corner off instead of straight down, I can do that, and things like that. But uh, there was so much. I'll never forget the time we went to Salvation Army and we ended up getting some kind of one of those games, where you can flick the thing and the goes in the pocket or whatever, one of those games. And it didn't fit in his car with some of the other stuff. And he was furious at me, to the point where he took my purse out of the cart and threw it so hard at me, it hit my stomach. It felt like a basketball. And I kind of yelled out a little bit, and a bus driver stopped the bus with people in it and said, "Are you okay?" And I just kind of said, "Yeah, I'm okay." And I think Mike turned and gave her a dirty look, possibly the finger. And so when I was seeing these signs where he could be nice and then really not nice and then nice and really not nice, these waves, I started thinking maybe he had bipolar. And I went to the library because that's what you did back then, 15, 17 years ago or whatever it was. And yeah. And then he got diagnosed with it. And I made copies in case he ever tried to take my daughter from him, because he was so unpredictable. So I started getting my ducks in a row when Shaylin was young. And because I was seeing these weird sort of signs and different things. And I excused it because of his grand mal seizures, right? Might have been Oregon. What? Oh, a huge display was stolen? I watch back my lives, you guys, and I read every little comment and that kind of thing. So whatever I miss or don't read the whole thing, I'll definitely see. But that's just one instance of many. And then she was crying once. I said this story, but I'll say it again. We were going down, not a highway, but it was like the outskirts of this town, and the sun was in her eyes. She was maybe 3 or 2, and she just started screaming. So I undid my buckle to reach around in the back to pull the visor down. And he was so pissed off that I undid my buckle. I mean, it was quick seconds, and she was screaming. And he purposely went off the road into a side little road really, really fast and then slammed on the brakes. And it was so intense that I bounced on the stick shift and into his lap and hit my head on his window on the side. No one was bleeding, no one was anything. But I was so freaked out, so upset that I can't remember now if someone saw it and the cops came. The cops came. It was a lady cop, and she gave me and Shaylin a ride home. And yeah, so that was weird. He didn't even get a ticket or anything, but I wanted out of the damn car. And yeah, and there was another incident. If I hadn't had my belt on, I would have gone through the windshield. And that's when he purposely stepped on the gas and went forward because I wanted to get out and get a soda out of the machine that was right smack in front of us at Shucks Tire whatever store. And luckily I hadn't undone my belt yet, and he steps on the gas to jolt it forward, and the seatbelt saved me. I mean, boy, the mechanics were mad at him there. And they called him choice words and this and that. And they called the cops. And those cops gave my daughter and I a ride home. And that's not counting the restraining orders. And that's not counting when I stupidly kept my foot in his driver's side door because I was trying to talk to him. And I had Shaylin in the stroller kind of back behind me. And he's like, I'm going to go. I'm stepping on the gas and I'm leaving. And I kept talking to him and he did. He floored it going back and it all happened so fast, but I got sucked under his car up to my waist. So my head was out and everything, but boom, I got sucked under the car and I was just freaked. Someone saw that, the cops came, and then that's when the restraining order came. And it lasted 1 month because I was allowed to stand at the podium in court and say whatever. But then the second time, the state put a restraining order against him. The judge said, no, you can come back in 4 months. So in this state, they don't mess around. Like if there's a domestic violence, and usually the woman, right? She's like, feels bad if the boyfriend or husband's getting arrested. They know the woman will take him back right away, and she can't get help, and she can't learn about herself, and she can't whatever. And yeah, so this state, you cannot mess around. And yeah, if there's a mark, I mean, boom, that's it. Okay, so I'm going to continue playing this. I don't even know why I went off on a tangent on all that. I was making a point of something.
Me. We are both acceptable here. The ground between us is stable. People trade this currency constantly, in ways so habitual, they don't register as transactions. A laugh at the right moment, a softened opinion, a question asked not to get information but to make someone feel listened to. A compliment deployed not because it's true, but because this is the moment in the conversation where a compliment is the thing that keeps the temperature right. You see all of it. You see it in real time, in every room, every conversation, every relationship operating at any level of closeness. You see the mechanism the way someone sees a film set after they've worked behind the camera, the lights, the marks on the floor, the angle of the shot that makes the small room look infinite. And you are still in the rooms, still in the conversations, still, in your own way, present with the people in front of you. But there is a gap, not a hostile gap, just a gap between what you're watching and what they think is happening, between the conversation as they experience it and the conversation as you see it. You sit with this gap. There is no remedy for it. It is the precise cost of being able to see clearly that clarity is not shared and cannot be explained and would not be welcome if it were. And yet, this is the thing you don't say out loud, because there is no graceful way to say it. You have also noticed what happens to the conversations that survive this. The ones that don't collapse when the approval currency is taken out of circulation. They are rarer. They are harder to start, harder to sustain, harder to find people willing to show up to. But they have a different quality, a texture the other kind doesn't have. When someone is with you, without needing to manage you, without needing you to need them, without the continuous low-level project of making themselves legible to you, in exchange for making you legible to them, something else becomes possible. Not warmth exactly, something more structural than warmth. The specific quality of two people in a room who are each entirely there, not performing presence but actually present, not offering the approved version of themselves, but the actual one. You've had this, not often, but you've had it, and you know the difference between it and the other kind, the way you can only know the difference between two things after you've been inside both. The people capable of this are not necessarily unusual in any obvious way. They don't announce it. They're not always the most confident, the most independent, the most visibly put together. What they have is harder to see on the surface. They don't need you to confirm them. They will be fine whether you approve or not. And so they can be with you without the transaction running, without the continuous background process of securing your good opinion, without reaching for anything you could withhold. These people, when you find them, are the ones you actually stay in a room with. Everyone else, and this is not a judgment, only an observation, you can be with and you can care about, and they can be good people you wish well. But there is a glass between you and them that wasn't there with the others. A thin, invisible pane made of the fact that they need something from you that you cannot give without performing it, and you no longer perform. This is what Machiavelli understood that almost no one is willing to apply to ordinary life. He didn't write about courts and princes because courts and princes were the only place these dynamics existed. He wrote about them because...
There you go. This is why, after all these months, even though Sierra left me alone for a few weeks or 2 weeks, as soon as she had the chance, under the guise of defending Lord Lionel Dandy, because it started out like that, because I got really mad at how he was really mad, like freaked out mad, swearing, everything, the way he was treating Team Rose. Like, it's always back and forth, but this time it was like treating her like a kid that wasn't welcome on the playground when he had love bombed her for a week before that, and just dismissing her. Like, I didn't know if he was intoxicated or straight, but she was really hurt to the point where he even blocked her. So she's working on herself because she's known him for 13 years. And actually, when you're dealing with people that are narcissists or you're in toxic relationships, you have to grieve. So she literally said on a live the other day that she sobbed really, really hard because this last time he was making little grok videos of them dancing and things he had never done before. And then he just completely flipped the switch and stuck up for all his mods, who he's known, 2 years? But this is a thing, or even a year, or some of them 6 months. I know why he did it. And I'm going to say this. Rose must know. He did it because, I think he's good. He's interesting. I think he's smart. He's in South Africa. He always has something different on his channel. But these women are his regulars. They're there every day. A lot of them are mods. And so he's going to pride on them, if that's even the word, be for them, even before someone that he's known for 13 years. But in Team Rose's live, she was a mod over there. And I didn't even know that. I didn't see it or recognize it or whatever, because I had only been watching his program the last 3 days when they were getting along, because I knew how awfully hard it was. And they met through the Conspiracy Channel 13 whole years ago, and they have a literal love-hate relationship. But she's done, and she's processing and grieving and trying to... you guys, she showed proof. How can people say she's hacking into her own freaking computer? I saw it with my own eyes. She deleted this thing, and then boom, someone tried to come in again. And it showed her town. It showed the time. And she showed it. And it's in a way, it's scary. So is she right about every troll? She thinks it's this person and that person under a different name? No, and she knows this, but she's trying to figure out who's trolling her. But because everybody can be anybody, you can even be yourself. Okay, I have 4,830, I believe, subs. And I say that because I could make this avatar and have 2 subs or 0, like a newly made account, but yet it could be me. nobody knows who anyone damn well is. And then to mess with her mind even more, what I've noticed the last few months is people send her emails, which I wish she didn't even have available to people, but saying, right, well, that was Kraken, and that person was so and so, and that person played that one. And then someone else will say, well, no, this person was that person. And well, who's that person? Well, that person. And she sort of pretty often believes what she's being told, but yet then she'll find out it's not even that person. And it's like, and then on her channel, if you guys, anyone's willing to, sub up to, I think it's on Radical Rose or Team Rose. I think it's Radical Rose. She showed in one of her shorts this big long email, and it said it was from somebody, and it said this woman in the UK is trying to make your life so you don't even know what's up and what's down, and who's good and who's bad, and tormenting, psychological, like warfare. Like, I'm not even kidding you guys. And so when you're bombarded that, I mean, thank God my email isn't out there. I gave it to a couple of ladies, but I don't get anything, right? But spam stuff and true crime, and from my doctor, my MyChart thing, and then, a bunch of other stuff, like entertainment stuff, and some recipes. I used to get, help these dying dogs, and then there's pictures and videos and all this stuff, monkeys, and it was way too upsetting, and I unsubscribed because I don't have money anyway to send to that stuff. But that's what's on my email, but not hers. And you guys, she got hacked into way back in California by her ex-husband's wife or girlfriend at that time. I mean, she locked her door. Her door was unlocked, and she's not faking it. I saw her do some lives before all this other stuff happened, and she's literally having to make sure she doesn't show her apartment when she's filming, and her hair's long and reddish brown, and her eyes are sparkling blue, and she's younger. But this is a thing. I mean, if you go through real shit like this and then stuff happens later on, how can you not think that it could be true? And there is no way that Rose, Team Rose, human shit in a bag and put that in her kitchen and then waited 2 months to talk about it. Okay? It's laughable. And somebody did that. Somebody. It wasn't dog crap either. Did that. Now, she and I have a lot in common, and I couldn't find my list, so I wrote them all down. Everything from going to college in the East Coast for one semester, and a boyfriend 16 years younger and our same age, and I think she played viola or violin, and I played viola, and good grief, she used to live in California. My mom lived there, and I visited, so I've been there. I mean, it just goes, we're both Norwegian. We have the same heritage. I'm 80%. I think she's 100. So we're both Viking gals. And there's other things we have in common. And anyway, I'm up to I think 24 things on my paper. But there's just no way. And just because some person did a video saying that she's doing these things to herself doesn't fucking mean that's the truth. And I could be wrong. I won't say the last name, but the first name is Well, I'll say the last name is Joyce, and I don't know if that's her ex's girlfriend or wife, but of course she's going to try to cover up for what she does. And so when you have this mob mentality, and I mean, it's affecting her, you guys. It's starting to make her literally so exhausted from the stress of it all. It's all she can do to dance anymore, get in her car and hardly go anywhere. She's always looking over her shoulder. She said she bought more cameras for her place last year, I think it was. And so, who are we to say these things aren't real or didn't really happen to her? And, I'm going to say it right here. Sierra acts like she's so buddy buddies with Rose, and she is. And she's also trying to get Rose to not be my friend, along with Mary Jane Doe in the past, and more than likely Luna, and definitely Truth Seeker. And these are all the women in the past few months. And I went through it with PJ because Team Rose or Rose told me 3 years ago that PJ said to her, Tina doesn't really like you, when I was PCT, which isn't true at all. I was up on panel with Rose and everything. But Sierra, she's just sitting back and acting like it's a show. Like, oh, it's a love-hate relationship, and she doesn't believe, because she told me she does not believe that everything Rose is going through, that she's going through it. She thinks, because she told me, that some of it's in her head, some of it in her mind. Yeah, I do. I do. Sidekick, my Cash App is, what the heck is it? Oh, it's wait. Now I always get my PayPal and Cash App mixed up. No, it's $ Paper Cut Tina, capital PAPER. Oh, thank you, Sidekick. Thank you. Well, thank you if you're giving me a Cash App. Thank you so much. If you're not and you're just asking me, that's fine too. My PayPal is at Dakota Dame 0627. Capital D for Dakota and Dame. I believe they're side by side. And what did I just say? My Cash App is $ capital PAPER. I think it's capital CUT. I think they're both capital, the cut and the paper, I think. And I should know, right? But I can't remember. But yeah, and I've got little super chats. And if you want to be a member, that would be really cool, because it helps me get to my threshold of 100. I make, for everything I do per month, my first check was 120, not first check, my first amount in was 124. Oh, thank you so much. That's so sweet. Wow. And I won't say your real name anywhere. Thank you so much. Wow. Was $124, but you know what? That's really nice. Like that feels like 1,024 when you don't have anything. And then my next one was, I think it was 143. And then this last one was 120 or something. Or no, I've gotten 2 so far. And this next one is 133. But you don't get it. See, they don't put it in your bank or whatever until the 20th or the 21st. And I'm going to take that money. And I don't care if I sound like I'm grifting. I'm just open and honest, and I'm buying food with it. I was going to go to Dairy Queen. Um, and we might be able to do that with this 15 for my birthday on the 27th. Thank you. Sorry, I just blurted out the amount, but I'm reading it. It's in my notification. Thank you, Sidekick. That can buy us 3 what are they called? Blizzards at Dairy Queen. So that's really nice. Thank you so much. Because I need food. I wanted to like buy meals, right? At Dairy Queen and all that, because I did that last year. And I paid for my friend, Teresa, that I've known since 1991, 70 some bucks for 4 meals, and large blizzards, like 70 some bucks. I was like, oh my God, but it was worth it. And it was fun. And we all felt half sick, right? You're so full, you feel almost sick. So thank you. Thank you so much, Sidekick. Anyway, you have to get to $100. And if you don't have many members, and I don't, I've been transparent. I have one, and it's Mary Jane Doe. And when this month runs out, more than likely she's not going to sign up again. She thinks I don't like her. No, I think she's a great person, and she was a great mod, but I don't want to have any mods. And I had just modded Team Rose the day before. You know, if she hears this, I noticed she's hasn't been in this video at all, and she was always in. If she's listening, if you're listening, I have nothing against you. People are going around, they really are. Martin came into my chat last night and said, Sierra told me you're talking bad about me. No, I'm not. And then I didn't think it was the real Martin, because I didn't think Sierra knew him that well. And I didn't think she'd really stoop that low. And it ended up being the real Martin. And I just stayed calm and I said, I've never said one negative thing about you. And even, you know, if Team Rose says something to me, I don't get into it. I mean, I don't. I don't even say, yeah, maybe, or you could be right. I don't say anything. And you're so funny, AK-47. Some of the stuff you write. Oh my God. Because I don't have to have a dog in every damn fight, you guys. Like I don't. And so I said that's absolutely false. I've never said one negative thing. In fact, what I even told Rose once is he's never done anything to me. Does that sound like I'm bad mouthing him? No. So, you know, is Sierra telling now Martin, I'm saying, you know, she's trying to get everybody against me? Like, that's just, I said it on my live last night. It's juvenile and it's immature. And you guys, she's doing it. She was doing it. She literally said, if I were you, you know, if Tina's persona can get this upset and blah 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 on here, I wonder what she's like in real life. You Team Rose and you Mary Jane Doe, if I were you, I would tiptoe back away from her. Okay, what does that sound like to you? And then the very next day, Truth Seeker is the only one in her chat, and she zeroes in on her and says, oh, Truth Seeker, I just want to tell you, and maybe she didn't mean it this way, but I want to tell you, Truth Seeker, that Tina said, or Paper Cut, or whatever, said that you were slow. And another word. No, I've never said that. she announced, and I'm going to say it again, on Team Roses 2.5 years ago, that she had a disability. And, or I never would have said anything, ever. And she and I are still friends. She actually comes in and says hi. I have her in Messenger, and it's all good. As of recent, even. She said, I know, Megan. And she's like, don't worry, and this and that. So this Sierra character is literally, supposedly, I guess, now dealing with Martin, dealt with Truth Seeker, or trying to get her against me, and also Team Rose and Mary Jane Doe. And it's just such bullshit. And then, like I said, PJ did it to me with Team Rose. Like, are you guys that fucking fucked up and immature and jealous? What would be the reason to do that? You know? And I mean, I just, my relationship with Team Rose is a lot like Maria G and Team Rose. Okay? Maria G and I almost had a falling out when she was modding for Team Rose, right? And not agreeing with everything she said, but modding for her and in her chat every day when Rose and I were fighting for 2 weeks, day and night, umpteen videos. It was horrible. Finally, I had had enough, and I said, gosh, you know, to Maria G, where's your loyalty, kind of? Like, this hurts. And I think for what, a month? Now I can't frickin' remember. A few weeks or something. We didn't really speak. And then somehow we started speaking again because I kind of understood and was seeing that, you know, she wasn't like necessarily agreeing with everything Rose was saying. She was just modding, and I was getting it, right? And she's a very, extremely, very loyal friend to me and to Rose, and more than likely other people out there that I may not be aware of. And so, we both kind of apologized or whatever. We were able to mend fences. And then when Rose and I, it took a whole year for trust to be there between both of us. Then things were even better and closer with Maria G and I. So, it can take one person or one situation or one damn video or taking away a wrench from someone when no one else even has wrenches, and getting an understanding. I wish you well, I truly do, with a thumbs up. And for Mary Jane Doe to me, a messenger, and in my voice message to her, I explained my feelings about things and how it was starting to bother me. And I mean, now that I'm thinking about it, since Team Rose does have a wrench, I could have kept Mary Jane Doe wrenched, but Team Rose is so kind of hurt by Mary Jane Doe, not even by really what she's saying, but agreeing with or having a part in different things being said, like she needs mental help and these kinds of things, which, I mean, you can call me crazy and you can call me things, and I've been through so much in life. I probably am a little bit crazy. I mean, I'm not crazy really at all, but I can be calm for years. But if look, I might look like I'm a scaredy cat and a pussy, and I can't take care of myself and this kind of thing. But I, like other people like to say on the internet, I'm not one to be messed with either. And I'm a mama bear when it comes to my kids. And I'm not foolish enough to get on some stupid OnlyFans to make money. I mean, it's just so dumb. I mean, not for all the people that are doing it, but for me. Like, I'm sick of hearing it. And so when Sierra tries to rub that in my face 6 damn videos in a row, just because she doesn't like the way I'm acting, but yet look how she talks. And honestly, I don't take my videos down. A nympho is a nympho, period. And it's taken me 2 years to really see it and realize it, but that's what she is. And now she's mad, and instead of fighting her own damn battles, she's getting Krama reels, and she'll probably get White Boy to do a parody of me. How much you want to make a bet? He probably will do one now. And probably other clip channels out there she's taught, because who knows what she's doing in these private groups and these discords. This is her thing. She enjoys it. She relishes in this crap. She admits it. What you haven't heard is a lot. Oh, I got the tea. Oh, I got people in the corner of everybody's rooms to get the tea. I mean, God, I never thought she would do this stuff to me. Just because I was seeing signs of the way she was acting, and she talked in a private group about me, and she didn't even just talk. She was yelling about me. She said I'm enraged. And this is when it started at the end of March. And so that she can save face and make it seem like she's being transparent, she sends me in Messenger those videos. Well, it helped, and I appreciated it. And I even did a video to her mods and said we're good. But just because I didn't talk a whole bunch to her anymore in Messenger and wasn't giving her the attention that she needed, she was like, 3 whole weeks later, are we beefing? And I'm literally like, no, we're not beefing. I'm taking a step back a little bit. And everything was fine. And then the next thing I know, she's doing nasty lives about me. I mean, you guys go to her channel, for fuck's sake. Sierra Queen Pin Clark, calling perpetual victim on a t-shirt and pulling out real crying faces of me, which I thought was Ernie Shell. It was back, I think these were the whole thing with Rose. But the point is, she could have just said, she didn't have to do these nasty, or cruel or insensitive, whatever you want to call them, thumbnails about me. I'm thinking, what the fuck is this? That's what I'm thinking. But you know me, I do more than think. I defend myself because I am. I'm a battered wife syndrome. I really do. My dad told me that too, clear back when I was younger. He told me that shortly after I was married to Joe. And, I kind of dismissed it, didn't even really know what it is, but you become triggered where you're like, F this, F that, F you, whatever. And, it is what it is. I'm not perfect. I don't have a joint to fire up like her, right? Smoke 'em if you got 'em. Fire in the bowl, blah, blah, blah. I don't have a Hennessy drink like her that she can just sip on or sip on in her car or wherever. I thought I saw her with a Coors once when she was waiting for her son to get off the bus. I don't know. Do you know what I mean? And then some people go to gyms and work out. I don't have the energy for that. And I don't sit down with a tub of ice cream or a bag of cookies and eat and eat and eat. So other people, they calm their nerves that way. I mean, I could do it, but I know damn better. When we buy cookies, we each get 4. That's what we get until the next day. And also, they last damn longer. And also, none of us want to, get overweight. And I mean, if I get overweight, if I let myself get overweight, it would be more like fat on my heart, and my body. I wouldn't feel like even walking around this apartment complex like I do now and then 4 times with my son. So it gets to the point where, when you get older, I mean, whether you want to look out for your health or not, you have to do it. I mean, if you're told you've got to lose weight or you could have a heart attack, you damn well better do it, or you're going to have a heart attack or a stroke. And I'm a firm believer of that because I wasn't even unhealthy. I just had high cholesterol, which was going down on red yeast rice in 2020, and I had a stroke. But also, I was going through major stress, trying to figure out what kind of med Parker wanted to be on, riding my bike up the hill over and over again. Every month, he'd change things. You guys have seen my calendar. Every square is scribbled on and covered. Doctor's appointments, taking the bus or walking or riding, arranging rides with my neighbors and making sure I have money on my card to pay them. Sometimes I'm like, I owe you 3 rides. Can I give you the 30 next month? And they're so sweet. They're like, sure. I mean, and that's why, some of us really struggle. And that's why some of these creators out there that just, have these, I sound jealous. I'm not. I'm kicked back in my chair right now and I'm looking at my iPad and I'm talking to you guys and I'm fine and I'm grateful and I get help and there's good programs for the electric bill in this town and stuff. But I'm struggling like many people out there. So then I see these people going on vacations and going on trips and going out to eat every single weekend and buying umpteen little gadgets and keeping and giving and buying more. And that's all fine and dandy. That's their life. But then putting up, give, send, goes and all these things so they can get more and more and more. It's not even just about these true crime creators out there. It's not just about searching anymore. It's vacations, it's new cars, it's car payments, what's next, it's everything. Society is paying for everything. That's how I look at it. And Jimmy's brother, used to tell me, put up a wish list, put up a wish list. I just can't. Honestly, I'm too humble. Because what else could it be? It's not prideful. How can it be prideful if I have help from the government, like for rent, right? It's I'm humble. I'm not going to put up a wish list and have expectations of, oh, I want this, and my daughter's going to be 23 and or whatever, and she'd like this, so this is in my wish list. Fuck that shit. That is just selfish, because I'm telling you right now, this town kind of has a homeless problem. It's not quite as bad, but it was so bad downtown in front of Rite Aid. They literally had to close the store. And I remember walking down that street and seeing 6 different Native Americans, because we have the Lummi Island is where the Indian reservation is and stuff, and it's like, what is that? Half an hour from here or 40 minutes, and they're poor and they have nothing, and some of them are homeless, and they like to drink, and they can become alcoholic really, really easily. And it's sad. And they're sitting there with like their heads are down and they're shit faced. I saw a guy one evening back when I did drink. He was literally on the ground begging for beer, and he was vomiting up beer. And people were walking by and ignoring him. He was Native American, probably in his 40s. It was only like 9 o'clock at night. It wasn't like 1 or anything. People would just walk by him and point. Some were laughing because he had vomit on his pants, and he was actually vomiting while he was drinking the beer, while he was panhandling. Thank God some cops showed up, to help him, but who knows what they did. I didn't stand there and watch and gawk. I just kept walking. I might have said a prayer for him. That's sad. Think about that. You're so damn drunk as you're tipping back the bottle and can hardly hold it right up to your mouth. You're vomiting. Like, yeah. You're so funny, AK-47. So, that's just one little experience. And then, that one guy, I gave a little bit of my, trust fund to, because he had nothing. He didn't have a backpack that he was laying his head on, like some homeless people do. And he didn't have a blanket. Yeah, I gave him my coat. I remember now. It was a real big, puffy, wasn't brand new. I think the zipper was broke, but I laid it on him. He was curled up in the fetal position. And that's when I just felt like it wasn't enough. It's not enough. And he was really skinny and youngish. And so when I went into this place to ask if they had an ATM machine, and they actually, this one place didn't, but they told me across the street they did. They're like, oh, yeah, that's Danny. He's there all the time. Well, that just made me feel half sick, But I don't know. I didn't see him there when I was going, to that next summer to my cardiac rehab thing. It was that sidewalk. Okay, we got to finish this up. So let them feel uncomfortable around you. And again, like this guy is saying, it's not about acting and performing or thinking you're better than. It's that you don't have to have the validation in your life anymore. What a freaking relief when you guys that are younger, even in your 40s, come to that place in your life. Like, I was able to let Darren go because I value myself more, on how I was feeling, because he didn't have as much time anymore for me, like as a girlfriend. And I was like, no, I'm not the next 5 years or whatever going to feel like a friend with benefits. I'm not doing this. And when you get to that point, too, where you don't need a man to value, you don't have to be valued or especially validated by the opposite sex or, whatever relationship you're in. It's a blessing, and it's peace. AK-47. Oh my gosh. Okay, so this is let them feel uncomfortable around you. Here we go. I'll put it back a teeny bit. I don't even remember what he was saying. Oh, I hope I didn't go back too far.
Willing to apply to ordinary life. He didn't write about courts and princes because courts and princes were the only place these dynamics existed. He wrote about them because courts were where power was visible, where the mechanisms of influence and dependence and leverage were naked enough to be studied. In every other room, the same mechanics operate behind a thicker costume: the dinner table, the office, the friendship group, the relationship, and the person who cannot be moved by approval, who has no exposed nerve there, is the person the mechanism cannot reach, not because they're powerful in the way the word usually means, because they are, in the precise technical sense that Machiavelli meant, unmanageable. You cannot be steered by what you don't need. You cannot be held by what you're not hungry for. The leverage point that works on almost everyone simply does not exist in you in the same way. And the people who have always relied on it, without knowing they were relying on it, feel your absence from the system as something between confusion and unease. He didn't call this freedom. He called it advantage. And the difference matters. Here is where it gets harder to look at. You like it. Not the loneliness. That part is genuinely a cost, and you carry it with you. But the seeing, the clarity, the specific and repeatable experience of watching someone try to find purchase in you with a method that doesn't work on you anymore, and watching the moment they register the absence. There is something in that, not triumph, not satisfaction exactly, but something not entirely neutral either. Something closer to the particular pleasure of being in a room where a mechanism is visible to you that is invisible to everyone else. Sit with that honestly for a moment, not the version where you are simply someone who escaped something, the version where you also derive something from the position you escaped into, where the clarity is not only a burden you carry with patience, it is also something you have come to prefer, where being unreadable is not only a consequence of no longer needing approval, but has become, quietly, something you cultivate, something you notice yourself unwilling to give up, even in the moments where giving it up might let someone closer. This is the part that Machiavelli would not let you skip. He would not call it a flaw. He would not call it something to fix. He would call it information about what the position has become for you, and therefore information about whether you are using the position or whether the position has become the point. There is a difference between not needing approval and having arranged yourself so that not needing approval is the primary identity. One is a fact about your psychology. The other is a structure you've built. And structures, even the ones we build to protect ourselves, can become their own kind of enclosure. You would not call it power, but Machiavelli would. He would call it exactly that, quietly, without drama, the way he named everything. The person who sees the mechanism and cannot be operated by it has, by definition, an advantage over everyone who is still inside it. Not a moral advantage, not a personal superiority, a structural one. The person who knows how something works and cannot be run by it is always, in any exchange, positioned differently than the person who is running inside it without knowing the machine. And then, and this is the second thing, the thing that arrives after the first one has settled, the question that follows from it. What are you doing with this? Not as accusation.
Claude is the #1 AI for business in the world,
grief.
and yet most entrepreneurs are still stuck in...
As genuine inquiry,
God.
you have a position that took real cost to arrive at. Cost in relationships that changed, in closeness that became unavailable, in the particular warmth that approval, for all its mechanics, genuinely provides. You paid that cost. You are still paying it. And in exchange, you have this.
Yep, I
The
am.
clarity, the unmanageability, the structural advantage of not having the lever that works on almost everyone. What is the advantage in service of? Are you using what you see to build something? Any conversation, any connection, any version of closeness that doesn't require the old currency, but build something real on different materials? Or are you sitting in the clarity the way someone sits in a well-lit room after years in the dark, not yet sure what to do with the ability to see, still mostly just grateful that the light is on? Machiavelli was not interested in positions held without direction. He understood that the advantage of seeing clearly only means something when it is applied, when the person who sees the mechanism moves with more precision because of it, not simply observes with more accuracy. Vision without movement is not an advantage. It is just a different kind of stillness. The question is not whether you have the position. You do. The question is whether the position is in service of something, or whether it is, itself, the thing you're serving. This is not a comfortable question. It is not meant to be. What you know now, that you cannot unknow, is this. Most of what moves between people in ordinary life, the warmth, the closeness, the sense of being known and held and seen, is real. And it is also organized. Both things at the same time, all the time, in a way that does not make it less real, but does make it different from what it appears to be from inside it. The approval that structures most relationships is not cynical. It is not a manipulation. It is a genuinely human mechanism that does genuinely human work, keeping people close, keeping the ground stable, keeping the exchange of care flowing in both directions. It does what it is supposed to do, and you no longer run on it, not because you are better, not because you are colder, because at some point, through whatever combination of experience and attention and cost that your particular history involved, you saw the mechanism clearly enough that you couldn't unsee it. And once you can see the system, you can't fully operate inside it, as if you can't. This is not a destination. There is no arrival here, no moment where the picture completes and stays still. The clarity is ongoing, the cost is ongoing, the loneliness of the gap is ongoing. The question of what you are doing with the position is ongoing and has no clean answer and will not have one. What remains, and this is the thing to sit with, is not freedom in any sense that word is usually meant. It is not lightness. It is not the before and after of someone who figured something out and now moves through the world with less friction. You move through the world with different friction. The old friction is gone. The new friction is the glass between you and the rooms you're in, the gap between what you see and what everyone else in the conversation is experiencing, the ongoing cost of a position that is genuinely yours, and genuinely solitary, and genuinely, at certain moments, very quiet. You chose this, or it chose you, or some combination of both that is impossible to fully separate. Either way, you are here, and here is not a problem to solve. It is a place to stand. The rooms continue, the conversations continue. People continue to reach for the lever that used to work and find it isn't where it was. And you continue to sit with the particular quality of attention that belongs to someone watching a mechanism from outside. Not warm, not cold in any hostile sense, just accurate. Accurate, present, needing nothing confirmed. The person across from you is waiting. They have been waiting since the beginning of this conversation for some signal that tells them where they stand with you, that tells them the ground is stable, that tells them you need something from them, even something small, even something that costs nothing, that they could provide. You look at them. You are not unkind. You are not performing distance. You are simply, for perhaps the first time in a long time, entirely present without needing the moment to give you anything back. They feel this. They don't have a name for what they feel. They will probably decide it means something about you, one of the names they've used before, one of the familiar explanations, and they will be partially right and mostly wrong, and it won't matter either way, because you are not waiting for their assessment. You already know where you stand.
Here's what 4 weeks under a muslin cotton blanket actually does.
Oh, good grief. Those blanket commercials. They like come up every day. Okay, so see, that's what I tried to do. Or I did do for those 3 weeks. I tried to not even distance myself, but just do what I wanted to do. If I wanted to answer Messenger, I did. There was no real obligation. And I told her, Sierra, that the trust is earned. You don't just get trust back when it's lost. And, you know, having a 3-way or 4-way powwow, and oh, okay, I shouldn't have done that and whatever. It's like when you get older and you're friends with someone for 2 whole years and they don't know your intentions, that's what it didn't scare me, but it shocked me in a way to the core, because it all started with me saying, not in a condescending way, in a nice way, you know, why don't you take your advice that you said on the video and live and, or I mean, what was it? Now I can't remember. Something about whatever the AA saying is, something and let go. And then instead of leaving it like that and it sounding right, could be read as condescending, I said, that's what I try to do. Oh, live and let go. Or now I can't remember. Jeez. I said, that's what I try to do every day myself. And I said, I'm extending hugs to you and I hope you feel better, or something.
Cats are hungry.
What time is it?
I don't know. I think, it's 11 something.
What?
Yep.
It's 11 at night?
Yep.
Oh my God. Okay. All right.
Asleep.
Oh my God. I didn't know that either. And I'm on the other side of her wall. Okay. Luckily, I'm not too loud. All right. I'm going to end this live. But when she hearted it, right? When Sierra hearted it and was like, oh, okay, that's cool, like whatever. And then the next day she was like, what did you mean by that? Like I have an ulterior motive for what I said? You don't frickin' know me after 2 years? You don't know my heart, my insight, my my thinking, my truth? You haven't, like, and even with all that, it just it concerned me. I was just like, what? This is like, I'm too old. I have enough on my plate. I can't deal with all this. And I even did a live and I said, I'm to everybody in my messenger, I'm not going to be really going over there anymore and talking on there and all that. And then I get this, are we beefing? And it just goes on. And I tried to, but then it got uglier, and I was defending. And then, not even this past one, but the one before it, I freaking, you know, saw an ugly side of me. But we all have it. We all get angry. We all cuss. Was I over the top with it? Yes. Did I even think I'd get monetized? No. But guess what? I got monetized because bitch and fuck and things like that are allowed, but not racist things, and not, you know, and oh, thanks. Well, you take care. Really good to see you. And I'll answer really quickly. I do not have roller skates. Hey, baby, to be honest. You're so funny. I'll read back your things that you wrote to me here, AK-47. I didn't know, like, I think I even asked someone if a week or two ago, has anyone seen AK-47 around? I was kind of concerned. So I'm really glad you came in. Everyone else that is here. If you want to be a member, it'd be great. It's only $1.99 to be a guinea pig, and it's $2.99 to be a cat. And I used to have guinea pigs, but they finally, after 13 years, passed away. And wait, who is that? Is that Flotez? It is! Hi, Flotez! Hi, hun. Oh, God, you're coming in. It's 11 here. Like, I didn't even know. And the cats are hungry. Oh, thank you so much. Well, yeah, you're okay. I know I do this a lot. It's my short term. I can remember everything under the sun with long term. I think you're from Brazil. So is it daytime over there now and nighttime here? Like, I'm not sure. But, I just want things to be over. And am I still kind of defending myself? Yeah. And do I care about caricatures and parodies and even nasty thumbnails after I tried to be nice and just defend, and then I got pissed. And so now will I get more hate my way? Yeah. Do I expect it? Yeah. I mean, I just do. And I don't like fake people, and I'm not going to apologize if it doesn't make any difference. Okay? Because that's where I'm at 3 months later. It won't make any difference. And I don't really feel sorry for even the things that I said, because she said things about me first, terrible things. I must smell, I'm wrinkly, I need more lotion, I shouldn't be on SSI. Just 2 days ago or yesterday it was, you know what you do? You get a resume, you put it together, you get out paper, do a resume. She's telling me I should be working. Are you kidding? I'm on so many heart meds. I can't even do a live every day. I'm literally exhausted when I'm done dancing even 6 songs. And then I had that damn dehydration. And I take care of my son, and he's here most of the time. Now, there is a possibility that his friend might be moving back to town here, that used to live here, and they'll be roommates, and that's wonderful. So, then it'll just be me and my daughter for a while. But life is always changing and always evolving. And yeah. So, oh, this is hurting my finger. So, and no, I did not cut my hair. It's actually longer because it was up to there before when I got it all feathered in. And so now, if anyone is like, oh, did she cut her hair more? No, I didn't. It's exactly the same length. I just have it behind my ears, kind of like some of the French women do, which, I'm not French or anything, but so yeah, it'd be nice if we can all have peace. And honestly, like I think the some, not all of them, little grok videos that Lord Dandelion, or wait, what is it? Lord Lionel Dandy. No, Dandelion. Lord Dandelion. That's what it is, or something. Did these kind of, funny grok videos of me. And even Team Rose. The latest one with her distressed, waking up from a nightmare and stuff. That's not nice, Dandelion, Lord Lionel. That's not nice. When you know she's hurting, why would you do that? Why would you do that? Like, that's your way of saying that's how you perceive her and perceive what she's going through right now. I mean, I've had a lot of dreams. I had another one last night of my mother, and she was alive, but she was sickly, and then another one like a month ago. And my Metropolol makes me dream more. And boy, does it. I mean, I could go months, years without a single dream. And now I'm having three to five almost every night. It's insane. And I wake up from them. Once I woke myself up yelling out, like that. I woke myself up. I don't like it. I'd rather not dream at all. And yeah, so, all right. Well, thanks to the 11 up in the mountains. Be careful of the bears. I just saw a thing on bears. Something about when you're hiking, if you're with a dog, it can provoke the bear to attack or something. Or is it the scent of the dogs? I didn't read the whole thing. I just read the outside. How frightening that would be. Good God. We have cougars in this town. And they can come out during the day. And there's bears over there. There's bears over here. You know, that's a good question. I think maybe up in the woods, but what if there isn't? What if it's mostly Canada and Oregon? Like, I don't even really know, but I do know we have mountain lions and cougars, and of course coyotes. Shoot, they'll come. Man, I saw a skinny one when I was trying to help a family get their cat out of all these briars. And we had a can of meat, and I was with the younger girl. And it was night. It was like 8:30, and I look up, and maybe 100 yards, or maybe 50 yards. I don't know. Was this coyote, but it was kind of skinny looking, and it was heading up towards the apartments. I just was like, I think this was 3 years ago. Yeah, 3 years ago. I think her name was Juliet. And I said, run. Because I didn't know if it would see us and then try to attack us or be hungry. I didn't know. So that was the first time. But you can really hear them. And in fact, in some of my past videos of like 2 years ago, they're so intense and so loud. The first time I heard them, it sounded like someone had 50 baby dogs or something, like on a bottom floor. And I was like, what? And my son said, that's a coyote. And we're talking packs and packs. So I put my iPad there and I filmed it. You can hear them. They're like, ar, 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 over and over again in unison. And it's like, oh my gosh. So those people that live in the woods, somebody broke pretty good sized bottle. It took me 20 minutes to get the glass and the shards and the bigger chunks and everything out from under the stairwell, and also out right where kids walk. What if they're barefoot? I actually saw one little girl completely barefoot. She looked like she was about 7. And I have a new broom, that I bought a few months back, and I didn't really want to use it and get it all dirty. And I was like, no, I'm going to use it. I'm really glad I did. I couldn't believe it. There was a pile of glass that long and that wide, and then different shards. And I don't know if it was deliberate or what. And then there was part of a pizza box and a banana peel and watermelon eaten down to the green, probably by kids. So I took a napkin, I picked up those, put it on the pizza box, and I cleaned up the area. And I've been doing that for years. I could have called, right? Maintenance. Oh, there's glass, and not done anything about it. But I try to help. I live here, and I want the surroundings to be safe and safe for the kids mostly, because there's plenty. There's a lot of kids, and now, right, with summertime, you see them all the more. They're not in school. They're out here. They're everywhere. But I'm gonna go. Thank you to everyone that came into Megan's Shenanigans. I named it that because shenanigans is like whatever it means, right? Bunch of different things, but I thought it went with it. Megan's Shenanigans, right? And normally I don't stop these little videos by psychology videos. I don't stop. I don't answer. I don't intervene and talk. because it's a lot, isn't it? A lot of words, a lot said, a lot to remember. And I can't hardly remember except maybe 2 little parts in that. But that's where I'm at. That's where I'm feeling. That's what I've been going through. And I thought it was perfect. I did another one, make people fear disrespecting you. And that doesn't mean like be mean or cold or physical to them. It means they won't disrespect you. And I can't remember what was in it. That was 22 minutes. And then I did another one on toxic people. I believe it was. I think. I'm not sure. So hit the like, subscribe to me, help me get, if you're willing to 5,000. You guys, just be so nice. I'm getting there. I'm creeping up slowly but surely. Bye, everybody. Have a good night or morning or day.